Lord have mercy. All right, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. I have a special guest, a fellow wrestling fan.
Yes, sir.
King Randall, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. You a wrestling fan too?
I am a huge wrestler. I was at WrestleMania, and you was at WrestleMania in Dallas, right?
Nah, I didn't go to WrestleMania. I mean, I've been to Hell in a Cell. I went to SummerSlam. I was front row when Brock Lesnar picked up.
Yeah. You was okay. Oh yeah, you was on camera because when I was watching, I said that's King Randall.
Yep.
People that don't know who you are,
Bro, they was wrestling right in front of me. It was so cool.
I saw it, and you was on there, and then it was a promotional picture that you was on as well.
Yeah, me and Austin Theory. Yep.
Yes, with Austin Theory. So you have your own all boys, Expo boys boarding school.
Yes, sir. I have my own school. I started it last year. The school opened last year in August. August 2022. And right now, we're opening our after school program back up. Our after school program has been running for about 4 years. But our school teaches, the different skill trades, how to work on cars, houses, like changing oil, changing brakes, you name it. We've been doing many different things with our school. I mean, we're very proud of what we're doing, but I'm sure we'll get deeper into it with more questions. So.
And I see that you remodeled the house that you purchased for the school.
Yeah, that was my boyhood home. We were able to get it back, and we turned it into a safe haven for our boys because like we didn't want it to seem like so institutional for the students, like just staying on campus. So we have them their own actual home with a kitchen and their own rooms and all that stuff like that. So it's 9 beds and 3 baths, and it's just beautiful, man. I'm glad we were able to do that for our students, and our donors just help us out so much because we are free of tuition. So there is a such thing as a boarding school with free tuition, and I'm one. And we don't take any government funding, no grants or anything. We just simply do what our supporters help us do, and we're able to continue running our school.
Because how I found about you was on Roland Martin.
Yes, sir.
And you was on Roland Martin. You said, "Listen, I'm not just about voting the government. I'm about doing for self." Right. And Brother Roland was like, the government, he was trying to force his idea on your idea. But I understood where you were coming from, right? Because I believe in the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad about do for self. And so that's what you were talking about.
Absolutely. Doing for self is how we're going to get things done. Yes, we can vote. Yes, voting is important. It's like I was telling him, I'm like, but I'm not trying to make it seem as if voting is the be all end all for our community. That's exactly what I was trying to tell him. I'm like, that's not, where we're going to best fit if we can go do things for ourselves. And we have the power to do these things for ourselves. We just have to want to do it.
And you are a Republican or conservative?
Yeah, I consider myself conservative, not any political affiliation, because you got conservative Democrats, so it just, I align there because that's like kind of what our granddads taught us growing up. And it's simple stuff, Christianity, believing in a man and a woman, all that stuff, the nuclear family, etc. So just that simple stuff. I know when people hear conservative, they immediately think Republican, but I'm just like, you got conservative Democrats, conservative Republicans, conservative libertarians, so that's just kind of what that is.
And also, because you've been moving around, Candace Owens did a documentary exposing the mistreatment of the Black Lives Matter, how they've been taking the donations and spending it on themselves.
Yep.
And you was at the event.
Yep, I was at the premiere. Yes, sir.
You were at the premiere, and I was like, wow. Yep. So you are a fan of Candace Owens.
Yeah, Candace and I, we've definitely had contact, and she appreciates what I'm doing. We were able to connect through Kanye. Actually, Kanye actually gave her my information. Once he and I had met, and that's how we got connected. But yeah, she definitely supports what we were doing. I support her also. I'm supportive of Blexit. They support what I do, so absolutely.
So when I saw that piece and I see you there, a lot of people were saying that he shouldn't be there. This is Candace Owens, but your idea of you're about educating your kids
Correct.
and you're working with whoever worked with you.
Exactly.
And I also saw that you and Roland got in a tit for tat with the whole thing when you took the boys to go see the governor of Georgia to go meet with him. Roland was just throwing shots and shade. What is his plan? What is his plan? You said you will meet if the opportunity presents itself, if Stacey Abrams want to meet. So what did he promise his ideas for you all to vote for him or support for Georgia's for education? Because that is what you're doing in your career.
Right. Well, Governor Kemp has always supported our program ever since he's found out about us. And, he invited us up to come see him multiple times. And our school has been there before. And he's given us major shout outs, sent donors our way and things like that. Because sometimes, these guys may not be able to do something specifically for one group I won't say one group, but for one organization in particular or whatever. So they have to do something that best works for everybody. But he has done things of the such as sent people to, donate to us and things like that, or has told people about our program, which is a lot that I could ask for because people, again, take care of our program without us giving any government funding and things like that. But he actually had a meeting, for Black men with Black men. And that's why, he was able to get, win by as much as he did this year because he was campaigning a lot in the Black community, and not just campaigning, but he's actually telling the Black community like what he's done, since he's been governor. And instead of just, fluff, like usually the other side usually does, is just giving fluff about things that they've done. But he actually gave stats and statistics, and he answered everybody's questions. That's one thing I do appreciate about him. He does not like shy away from answering people's questions. They'll ask him hard questions, easy questions, and he just answers them. He doesn't, sugarcoat it or anything. And that's how somebody's, pretty genuine in what they're doing.
And when I saw that, I said, this is amazing. And then your school is here. And I saw that you were doing some shout out to Chicago because it was a pastor on the South Side that was living on a hotel on the roof to open up his community center. And you took from that idea and you was on the roof of your school to raise money.
Right. Yep. I started staying on the roof of our school past summer. I got the idea from Pastor Corey Brooks in Chicago. Yeah, I got it from Pastor Corey Brooks, Project Hood. So he was staying on the roof of Chicago in like negative 20-degree weather, raising money for his organization Project Hood. And so I was like, well, let me use that idea. I went to Chicago and stayed with him, and I got the blessing from him to be able to use that particular way of fundraising. And I stay on the roof where it's over 100 degrees, in Albany in the middle of the summer. So I was sweating bullets, and things like that. But I had people sending care packages and donating. We raised like $400,000 or $500,000. We were trying to raise $1 million, but we didn't get all the way there. But we got pretty close. But that's kind of where we were with that, and it was a beautiful fundraiser, and we were able to get our school open. And that's something I appreciate again for all of our supporters. Like for us to again run a tuition-free boarding school, you cannot get better than that because we feed them, get them haircuts, we clothe them, they live with us, and I got to pay the salaries of the staff and things like that. For us to be able to run a boarding school, for free, it just means a lot. And not to mention, my previous I just posted our light bill like from the school earlier on Instagram. It's like $6,000, and that's not on top of our office building and also our boarding home. Like we have a lot of bills, Wi-Fi, miscellaneous happenings, everything. So but that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing.
One thing I admire about you, King, you're a young man, you're a father, and you raised the money to open this school.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Dr. Umar for saying that he's going to have a school and it's been over a decade and still the school have not been produced? What are your thoughts on that?
No comment.
Okay, we move on. So I'm seeing this when it come with you in this school and educating your boys. It was a story that a mother said, I see the change in her son behavior. He was acting out, came to the school, came back home, different behavior. He's doing really well. So what is the curriculum in the school that you teach the children? Like what is the typical day for the boys that are part of your school? What is the typical day for them?
It's strictly routine. And I won't say it's any like major difference in curriculum other than we actually write and read. Aside from that, the curriculum or routines we do every day, they wake up at about 6 or 7 o'clock. They go shower, they get ready for the day, they iron their clothes and things like that because they do have uniforms. But again, they do that. They go to class. They go to their classes. During the day, they usually get out of class maybe about 12 or so to go, recess or whatever. Or we, let them go play football and things like that. They also exercise in the morning. Many of our students who were obese, they've lost a lot of weight. Our students have come in looking like little Oompa Loompas to being, skinny and like looking healthy. And their parents have talked a lot about that also, about them just losing a lot of weight and their behaviors changing. But it's just a lot of routine and love. Somebody's with them all day, watching them and helping them, and making sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's what I love, about our school. We have a well-rounded program. And then of course we do our different workshops, Bible study, things like that. I think that's, important. And somebody says skinny isn't a sign of health. Yeah, absolutely. But obesity is not something that we're going to have at our school. They will be, fit, because we also feed them what they're supposed to eat. Also, one of our staff cooks them 3 meals a day. And we're making sure they're eating healthy food, every day, especially as growing babies, and growing boys. I think that's extremely important. And I also have my sons at the school. My 2 sons, my oldest son is 4 years old. Well, he turns 4 on January 28th, and my youngest son, he turns 2 in May. And my babies are, a big part of the school. And a lot of the students are, my babies are looking up to my students. And I'm glad for that, because a lot of those kids, who've developed so much and who've become like my star students, etc. My sons are looking up to them. And I love that, because they have other boys to be around, other kids to socialize with. And I mainly created the school so my students and my kids didn't have to go to a public school. I have my kids that can go to a school, that I made for them. And I think that's, huge for them. And my son is already reading. I have them his own teacher. So he's already reading and doing word searches and things like that, math, multiplication. He's already passed a lot of kids that I've been trying to teach how to read. He's already reading fluently, and he's about to turn 4. And my youngest son, he's already, doing so many things because I have them their own teacher. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot during the day. After they get finished with their daytime routines, they get ready to go to bed. They exercise. I talk to them, we pray, and then they go to bed. That's it.
I want to add, when I see that for the sons, particularly boys, because you do know a lot of crime in some of these areas, and they need a mentor. But you have started bringing boys to your home before the school.
Yes,
they were there, and you had them in your house.
Absolutely. I started again when I was 19 years old, and I bought my first house when I was 18. So I bought my house, and when I started the program and started taking children from the juvenile court system, I was realizing that a lot of their issues were their environment. And so for them to not be able to have any type of rehab was alarming to me, because we're the only standing rehabilitative program for juvenile offenders in Southwest Georgia. So no other programs existed before we opened ours for these kids to go to. So they were just effectively going to jail, no rehab, and going right back to jail. And that was crazy to me. So I started telling the parents, they was like, can you do something with him? I was just like, well, he's just gonna have to come live with me. I went and got my some bunk beds and put them in my living room, and we made it happen. Those kids came to live with me, and those kids developed so much. Like, you could literally see a night and day change from the kids who had armed robbery charges and everything. You wouldn't even know they was into that lifestyle, because they were with me, and I think that was so important for us, to see. And as soon as I would send them home or something, like, they get right back in trouble, and that's how I knew. I'm like, nah, these kids need a board. And I'm just like, nah, y'all just come live with me, and I talk to their moms. I'm like, I don't care. I could live. They can live with me. I don't mind, because they were doing what they're supposed to be doing. They would wash dishes, asking that I need help. They were, doing their schoolwork. I mean, it was beautiful. And these kids is from the streets. And those are the kids, you know, that I want most, the kids who really want to change their lives, you know, because they have to want it too. And I think that's extremely important. But these boys, man, they change a lot when you change their environments. And once they have to keep going home every day back to that same stuff they're dealing with, yeah, we can have a lot of talks with them. Yeah, we can have somebody mentor them during the day. But if they don't have a way to escape from the reality that's home, they're not going to change.
And the school, because I get a question, they said, where's the school located?
We're in Albany, Georgia. We're about 2.5 hours south of Atlanta.
So the school, I'm just excited because we definitely need this, and you're not waiting on the government. You said you're doing for self, and you're presenting this idea. I want to ask you, having all of this stuff that are going on right now, do you believe that more African American men need to get into education to become teachers, to become principals, to become in charge of boarding school? Do you think we need more of those mentors in that space?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean that's a given. I believe every man should be responsible for at least one child that's not his. If we had that to happen, I mean, we would see astronomical differences, you know, in our communities. Our men do need to step up in those areas because we have so many boys that need somebody just with them, and not even, you don't have to live with them or anything, but literally they just need somebody to help them, show them something, because a lot of boys don't know what they don't know. So when you can expose them to, you know, different things, you know, take them across the country. I mean, we've taken kids, you know, on their first airplane rides, you know, around the country and things like that, because they've never been anywhere. So a lot of these kids, you know, they need to see this stuff. And I think that's important. So men definitely need to get in their communities and try and be teachers and things like that, because you're talking about surrounding them, you know, with women all of their life. You know, what do you expect to happen for them? How do you expect them to become a you know, a man, when the only person that can teach a man how to be a man is another man? So yeah.
So a lot of people are asking in chat, they said, is the school accredited? So will they be able to get credit to go to college or to go to high school?
Yes. So what we do is we effectively use a online based homeschooling program, and it is accredited. So that way, when they could, you know, go to the next grade, they could go to college, etc. Also, all of our students will be mandatory college dual enrolled. We have a program in Georgia called dual enrollment, where kids can go to college and high school at the same time. That's what I did. I graduated high school with my associate's degree, and a lot of the kids can do the same thing, and it's free for students that are in high school. So if we put those kids into that dual enrollment program, that is 2 years of college they don't have to pay for. And that's what we're, you know, making sure that they all do is get into that early college program that we'll have set up. So yes, we use an accredited online program for our students to be able to continue on to their next grades.
And that was the piece about that. Now I want to get into you being a fan of WWE, of just wrestling. Yeah. Now, it was a rumor, I don't know if you heard about it, that WWE is going to be sold.
Yep.
Did you hear that rumor?
Yeah, I did. But I also heard that Triple H and Stephanie, they, you know, it's people opposing the sale too, because they were trying to, I guess, sell it to the Saudi Arabian government or whatever.
Yes,
like
sir.
That. Yeah, so,
but I want to ask you, because you've been a couple of wrestling events, who is your favorite wrestler?
I can't even. We have to go by decade. I was trying to show you my Intercontinental.
Oh yes, because you way out. You got the titles. You made me get the. Oh my gosh.
Bro, I got like 10, 11 championship belts, man. I wish I was at my office, because in my office, all my championship belts are all over my office, and I got like the AEW belt, all the WWE belts, man. I just collect them all. I'm trying to get they got a UFC belt too. I was trying to get that one.
Wow.
Yep, I just got this one for Christmas though.
Yep. I love that. I just love that you definitely interested. What made you start? Did you start in the Attitude Era? Like, what era did you start watching wrestling?
I started in the Ruthless Aggression era. Like when I still remember when I first started. Literally, I'll never forget. I was at my mom's house. We stayed in this place called Kermita Beach, where I live. And I was literally scrolling through TV trying to find something to watch, you know, later in the evening. And all I saw was somebody hit somebody with a chair, and I clicked right back, and I was like, here we are. And then from then on, I was a fan, you know, but I knew of wrestling, you know, before, like, because my cousins used to play like SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, and all that stuff. But yeah, that's
yeah, I love it.
Oh man, I love it. But I guess I'll say, you know, like The Rock, Triple H, the usual Stone Cold. Right now, my favorite is Roman Reigns, of course.
Roman Reigns.
That's my favorite.
Like when you had on his shirt, and I said, man, he can't outdo me. So I went to WWE.com and I bought the shirt as well when I went to Raw. I went to wrestling, and then I also attended Raw. Just a huge fan. I want to ask you, and speaking about you being a fan of WWE, would you support your son if they wanted to get into wrestling?
Sure, absolutely. Here's the thing, as much as a guy always wants to see like a reflection of himself and his kid, I just want to see him be successful, like in whatever he does. And I think that's extremely important for our boys to have somebody that supports them doing it, whatever they want to do. So yeah, I'm going to guide him in different areas, of course, but whatever sparks his interest in his dream, let's do it, man. Let's get it on, and I want to make sure I'm that supportive father for my sons and even the kids in the program. Whatever y'all want to do, let's do it, and I'll guide them in the best direction for that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm excited. I was talking to someone about you, King, and they was like, he should run for public office. Would you ever want to do that? Get into politics to run for office?
Not at this moment, man. I'm strictly with my students right now and trying to dig into that. Who knows what the future holds in 6-7 years? Of course, I say I don't want to right now. But of course, maybe when things kind of settle down or whatever, maybe not, but I don't have any dreams for it at the moment.
Everybody keep asking about your age. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23 years old. And you first started this when you were how old?
19
years old. Mm-hmm. And I'm just excited to see you here. When you got on Rolling Show, I mean, I was like, I gotta follow this guy because you were so intelligent. And
I was 21 at that time. Yeah,
he was 21. He was just coming at you hard, and that video got a lot of views, and a lot of people started to support you. I saw you on Sean King, and Sean King posted you as well because I think y'all did a collaboration on IG. So I'm just excited. How can people contribute to the school for those that want to contribute to the school?
You can go to theexforboys.org. That's THEXFORBOYS.org. And you guys can follow me at New Emerging King on all social media platforms, or you could go to Instagram, Facebook, Google, whatever, and type in King Randall and I'll pop up. But you definitely can follow us at New Emerging King, and you could contribute to our program at theexforboys.org.
And I'm dropping the link in the chat. Y'all could definitely hit the link and send a donation. I'm going to send a donation after this air. Send a donation. I'm going to send $50. So if y'all want to match that $50 donation, it's about 436 people. Send what you can. But if you can send 50 or match that above, that would be amazing. All right, because this is what we need in our community. In order to see this succeed, we especially the community, we need to support this. Yep. Can other people from across the states come to the school to enroll, or is it just based for just Georgia?
So I do plan to open up other schools like in different areas at a time, and I'm just sharing this live on social media, so if I'm not looking, but if I do plan to open up more schools across the country, eventually. Right now my sole focus is making sure my hometown is working. I will say I do want to make sure that our students in our school is actually working. I know a lot of people have issues with just starting programs and they just open up everywhere and nothing's actually happening. My biggest thing is making sure that the school is actually thriving and actually working. And that's what I want, to happen in our community. So before I open elsewhere, let's make sure we're thriving and working here, then we'll open up in the next city. And while we're opening up that school, I want to make sure we're best serving those children and those boys in their areas, because what our kids here in Albany may not be what the kids need in Baltimore, or may not be what the kids need in Houston. We might need to redo what we're doing in those areas. And that's what I always say, we need an ever evolving curriculum, not just one set curriculum. That curriculum should be changing just as we're seeing how the students are doing. Like from 6 months ago when the school first opened to now, we've had to change some things because the students need something, and these people be trying to, just throw stuff on kids, that they just put together in some office that hadn't even met the children, and don't even give people who actually work with the children an idea, based, curriculum where they could put things into it and make sure the kids are actually thriving. So again, that's what I want to happen. I want to make sure we're actually thriving. So I don't want to open up 20, 30 schools.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
it doesn't work. So,
well, thank you so much, King. You have my support. Like I said, after this broadcast, I'm sending 50. Definitely, I want you all to match that donation. If you could do more than that, do it as well. I'm so happy. I was like, is he going to come on the show? Because I've been following you.
You got like a time limit? You got a time limit or nothing like that?
I have another guest that's coming on. Did you want to say something else?
Oh, no, I was just now. I didn't even know you had a comment section. I'm just looking at some of these.
Okay, go ahead.
You're good, man. I was just trying to. I didn't know people had questions over here.
Oh yeah, they have. If y'all had any questions, are you open to mentoring men? You see that comment by Kay?
Yeah, what exactly is the manosphere? What is that?
I thought you knew. I don't know about that.
I don't know what that is. What is
that? So any other questions? We can take 2 more questions if you have it for him as well, because we have another guest that's lined up. How's the being affiliated with Candace Owens, even if he said even if he is, it's a great cause. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, for the most part, Candace is a supporter of ours. I don't have any, ill feelings toward her. Her organization wholly supports what we're doing. They always support our boys. They donate to our boys, and we did workshops with them. Blexit is pretty active in their community. So I appreciate her organization and what they do, and I also appreciate her also, even though she may not say things that everybody agrees with, etc. It's all about the students and the work that we're doing.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, man. I had to let this thing in. All right. Thank you, King. I'm going to bring you back on the show.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm definitely going to bring you back on the show. We can definitely chop it up. I can't wait to see. I mean, I can see this actually going international, like more schools around the United States. But I'm glad that you did it in Georgia. It is needed. And thank you, brother.
I appreciate you so much. Thanks so much for having me. And again, everybody, you can follow me at New Emerging King on all social media platforms. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Okay. So we have another guest that is backstage. So I'm going to bring him on. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab my groceries from the front door, my apples. And then we got to bring it on. Hold on, let me grab my groceries. Okay, I got my groceries. All right. And ain't nothing but grapes and apples. Okay. Here we go. So we have our next guest here. I want to wait till you get here. Okay, brother. How you doing, sir?
Hey, to God be the glory. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me? You hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. So you are a Facebook friend of mine.
Yes.
And you wrote a post, and it just literally woke up your page. And I want to read it. So I'm scrolling down. I don't know if you deleted it or not.
Oh no, I kept it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna scroll down. I want to read what you put out there. If I can find it really quickly, because it was a post that you wrote. Because I can't really find it, so I'm gonna just summarize it. You is no longer a homosexual. You are delivered. And when you put that out there, many people were saying you're not delivered. You're just a confused, closeted homosexual. So what made you come out and say that you are you're delivered from homosexuality?
Well, the actual words were, even though yes, that's along the lines, the actual words were walking away from homosexuality was me submitting to the truth, and nobody forced me. So the thing about my deliverance is that I just saw the move of God really like in a miraculous way in my life. I was back in 2020 and through 2021. I was addicted to drugs. I was shooting up methamphetamines, and I was smoking crack cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah, towards the end of 2021, I was also dealing with homelessness. I was dealing with homelessness for about 4 years, ever since my grandmother passed away in 2018. A month after my grandmother passed away, my aunt put me out of the house. So I was having it was very unstable in living. I was like from friend's house to friend's house, couch to couch. And towards the end of 2021, I started drugs in 2020. And towards the end of 2021, I was in this program, this rehabilitation program, and also they gave me a place to stay for like 3 months. I was like 2 weeks in at the program. I had relapsed. They put me out of the program, so I was walking around this neighborhood. I don't know if you're from Atlanta, but it was like the Campbellton Road area. And I was walking. And I looked over, and it was nighttime, and I was just walking up. I saw this lady outside smoking a cigarette, and I was just walking up to ask her to ask her for one of her cigarettes. And she said, "What is it that you need?" I was like, "What do you mean, ma'am? I'm just asking you for a cigarette." She's like, "No, baby, you need something." She's like, "Where are you staying?" And I was like, I really don't have anywhere to stay at the moment. I was in a program and they kind of put me out like 2 days ago. I've been on the streets ever since then. She was like, and this is how I knew it was nothing but God. This lady didn't know me from Adam. She didn't know me from a can of paint. And she was like, "Baby, you can come stay with me. You can come live with me." And I literally just met this woman. And it was after that I just had an encounter with God. I just noticed that his hand was moving in my life, and I couldn't deny it anymore. His hand was always moving in my life, but this was a moment I was like, this lady don't know me from Adam, and she just invited me to just come stay with her. And she literally told me, she said, God told me to let you come stay with me. She literally told me that. So after that situation, I started to examine myself. I started to read my Bible, which was the first time I actually, because I'm already a preacher's kid, but I never actually opened my Bible and read it for myself. I was one of the ones that would go to church and just, get the pastor's interpretation and his perspective from the Bible. But from that moment on, I owed it to my Heavenly Father to come to get into a better relationship with him, to get closer to him, to actually read his word and to get to know him for myself and not to get somebody else's interpretation of him. So after that, it was just while I was reading my word, I was just getting convicted. It was just this one day because, I wasn't like a cross dresser or anything, but I would wear like stuff like leggings and sometimes like little feminine blouse. I just had like a very, what do they call it? A very androgynous type of fashion. And I just got convicted. And like 70% of my wardrobe was, kind of like feminine. After that conviction, I got all my wardrobe and I just like put it in this bin and I gave it all away. I just put it outside and I just gave it away. And it was just, I can't explain it, but it was just this conviction that was pushing me to move away from the things that were familiar, to move away from I felt like I was being I felt like that part of me was being broken off of me, and nobody forced me. I feel the power of God already. Nobody forced me because nobody forced me because it was just the Father pushing me in a new direction. Because when God moves in your life like that, when God moves and it is undeniable that it is God, if you truly love the Father, and I love my Heavenly Father, that's why I could no longer deny. I could no longer deny his word and his truth. And therefore, when you see God moving into your life and you love him, you want to get closer to him. You want to align yourself with his word. You want to do what he said. You want to do what's pleasing in his sight. So that's the thing that really that pushed me towards my deliverance. And the thing about this post is, because originally the post that woke up the page was when I posted, "I say this with love, you can't be gay and call yourself a pastor." That was the post. I wish you could pull it up because they attacked me in them comments.
When did you? When you post that, of course, there's definitely going to be outrage. You can't be gay and a pastor. And I'm hearing all of this. And when you say that God delivered you from homosexuality, do you still think about sleeping with a man? Do that still come in your mind? And if so, how do you deal with that, with the mental part?
Sleeping with men, as in like sexually engaging with men,
Engage.
no.
Okay, you
It
know,
no, like sexually engaging with men, no. But yes, there are still struggles. Like when I probably see somebody that appealed to my old way of thinking, see somebody that I would have used to found attractive. There's still sometimes that thought like, oh, he look, but then I literally, because this is what you do. You're not delivered like this. You're not. Deliverance is an ongoing thing. You have to walk out your deliverance, just like you have to work out your salvation. It's something that you have to constantly walk in. Because when I was gay for 12 years. I came out when I was 14, in middle school. And it's funny about that. I was a I was a church boy. I was a church boy growing up. And one of my cousins, he's literally 4 days older than me. We're the same age. He's 4 days older than me. And when I was younger, my cousin, he used to like, we were too young to know about like sexual like penetration and all that. But when we were young, you know how kids hunch on each other.
Mhm.
Because we used to sleep in the same bed. This is us when like we're like 5, 6, 7 years old. He used to hunch on me when I was younger. And I remember even then, like one time he was hunching on me, and then I like pushed him off of me, and I literally said, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. And so that was something also that happened to me when I was younger. But when I was 14, I started, getting into new age practices in my ignorance when I because I wasn't in the Word of God at that age, like reading it myself. So I got deceived, and I came across this YouTube video, this Zeitgeist video, where they were saying that Jesus wasn't real and Jesus was just an imitation of some Egyptian deity or whatnot. And I cried because I was like, oh my gosh, everything. I had questioned my entire foundation of faith, because it was really just my belief in Jesus, my belief in the Bible, my belief in the God of the Bible, that was holding me back from pursuing these feelings. Because from the activity that was going on with my cousin, I was already getting confused, and I was like, okay, so I was looking at dudes a certain kind of way, but I will always snap back out of it. I'd be like, no. I was
Yes.
like, no. But after I was deceived, and believe in after being told by a video that Jesus wasn't real, I let all out. I let that desire, envelop me. But what we have to understand with deliverance is you have to humble yourself. And in order to be, oh my God, in order to be healed, you must first humble yourself and admit that you need to be healed. That you must first humble yourself and recognize that, hey, I need to be healed. I need to be delivered from this. I need the power of God. It's not going to be on my own work. So yes, sometimes I do. There is very rarely though. Sometimes I do see a dude, and in my mind, I'm not thinking like, "Oh, I want that." No, but
Uh-huh.
it'll be like the flesh reacts a little bit,
So,
and it's like, "Oh, he's cute." But in the middle of the thought, "Oh, he's cute." In the middle of the thought, I shut it down. It's like I keep myself on a short leash.
uh,
In the
so,
beginning of my. Go ahead.
so I hear that piece, and people will say you are withholding your true identity of you. This
Mhm.
is how you're born. It's natural, and you're trying to push away what is natural for your life. What is your response for that? Like people are saying, you still have these urges. You might as well just go in and do it because this is natural. There's nothing wrong. Your response to that criticism,
I honestly, when they say urges,
or like
I know what they.
suppressing the feeling, the tendencies, the cravings. That
No, isn't is it? See, that's the thing. A craving is not there. See, that's the thing that God takes from you. He takes the taste out of your mouth. The craving is not there, but the old way of thinking likes to pop back up. I do not. I do not surf. Look, because especially you get bound and stuff like that when you are heavy in pornography. That's when sexual immorality is really has you in bondage. I don't think about sex. I don't think about sex. I don't think about masturbation. I don't think about sexual things. And it might be hard for them to believe that, but it's not me suppressing who I am, because who I am is who God has called me to be.
Yes.
Now that's the thing. Being gay is not a how do I say this? Like I'll say it like this, and like I said it in one of my testimonies, being gay was not who I was. It was something that I did. Yes, and there are people that say I was born this way. Well, guess what? Like the Bible says, we are born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So even if you were born that way, we have to, submit to the authority of God and submit to the order of God, because God, when he made the world and he made man, he made a specific order. Yes. And when I talk about these things, I feel like I walk on eggshells when I talk, because I don't want nobody to be offended, because I'm not coming for people. I'm not here saying, hey, well, God delivered me, so you need to go get delivered too. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just sharing what God has done for me. I'm not trying to bash anybody or put anybody down for what they do, but I will not back down from the truth of the matter and what the word of God says, and not and they like to just focus on that. They think I'm just speaking about homosexuality. No, homosexuality is just what God has taken me out of and has taken out of me. However, we have to see that in Corinthians 6 and 9, 1 Corinthians 6 and 9, there's an entire list of types of people that will not inherit the kingdom of God. And it said, if you don't mind me going to the word, it says First Corinthians 6 and 9, it says, do you not know that those who do wrong will not share into the kingdom of God? Do not fool yourselves. Those who indulge in sexual sin, those who are idol worshipers, adulterers, male prostitutes, homosexuals, thieves, greedy people, drunkards, abusers, and swindlers, none of these will share in the kingdom of God. So that's not just talking about homosexuals. That's talking about scammers. That's talking about people that cheat on their husbands and wives. It's talking about fornicators. It's talking about people that go out there and get drunk all the time. It's talking about greedy people. It's talking about people that beat on other people and abuse other people. It's an entire list of types of people, or types of sin, or people who are bound by a type of sin that will not share in the kingdom of God. But it's just hard to share the message, because
no, it's not hard. I'm hearing you, and a lot of people will say, are you attracted to women? Are you sexually attracted to women?
And I am actually. However, even when I was gay, I was kind of attracted to women, but I was only attracted to a certain kind of woman or certain kind of women. It makes and the same is for now, but these days, women these days, like, if you got to put your beauty under a pound of makeup, I don't want you. I'm more so into a natural woman. If a woman, probably a woman that got locks too, I'm into a natural woman. But they have to understand that also, y'all, they always want you to be. How do I say this? That if you're not gay, you must be liking a woman. If you're not liking a woman, you must be gay. That's what they think. But I had brought a female who also was delivered from the lifestyle. She came on my channel and she was like, well, God doesn't call us to be, just like he doesn't call us to be gay. He doesn't call us to be straight either. He calls for our obedience. He calls for us to submit to him. So she was saying that she might not still be attracted to men, but she is obedient to what God tells her to do. And yes, some people might say she's suppressing herself, but no, you might say she's suppressing herself, but no, maybe she's suppressing that sinful nature. Because when you submit to sin so much, you become in partnership with sin, and go into league with sin, you start to confuse it for a lifestyle, and then that is when you have been delivered over to a reprobate mind. When you believe that the sin is a lifestyle.
Oh, I hear that point. And a lot of people, I mean, we have almost 600 people watching this worldwide, between Facebook and also YouTube. And I want to ask you, when you had this response, what did your family think? Did they come to you, say, girl, you still gay? Or was it, oh, you really delivered? Did you really get support from your family?
Well, considering that my family, like my blood family, that they had put me out after my grandmother passed away, I really don't speak to them like that. But it's strange that you said that, because today I actually got a text from this gentleman who I used to call my gay dad, because he was one of the people that I used to stay with. You know how in the gay community they have like,
and for people like that, you get kicked out, somebody in the gay community much older that's established, they take someone that is younger into their home. But go ahead.
And I'm still in communication with him.
Okay.
And I still call him dad. He had texted me today, and he said, son, he was like, I support you. He was like, I'm proud of you. He was like, continue to do what God told you to do. He said, but one word of advice. He said, let your actions speak louder than your words. He said, let your light shine and not your fight, because he saw the backlash that I was getting. And he said, they don't know your story, but I do, and I'm proud of you. So he is proud of me. And my real father is a pastor, but I don't like to talk about him too much, because but because he wasn't claiming me much when I was in the lifestyle.
Okay.
But now that I'm not in the lifestyle, he wants to say, oh yeah, that's my son. Yeah, God has done a great work in my son. Yeah, I ain't paying that no mind.
So I want to bring it back and speak to when you was a child, when you were kicked out and your parents were in the ministry. Your dad was a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So them kicking you out, and I talk to a lot of people, and I always say that you can't say you got the Holy Ghost and your son or daughter come out the closet and you kick them out and feed them to the streets and to the enemy. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't agree with that. Your response to that, when they kicked you out, like, did you question God? Did you get upset with your father? Because to me, I don't think that is great or godly to kick your children out because they came out of the closet.
Well, I came out when I was 14, and I got kicked out when I was 18. But I was okay. My mother passed when I was 7. I never lived with my father when I was growing up.
Okay.
My mother passed when I was 7 from a drug overdose, and my grandmother took me in. She asked my father to take me in, and he allowed it, and she raised me. And when my grandmother passed away when I was 18, that's when my aunt put me out of the house. And so my father really had nothing to do with that. But while I was during those 4 years of experiencing homelessness, it was a time where I did go live with my father for a couple of months, and then moved on from that. But he allowed me to come stay with him, but he still was firm in his stance. He said, son, he said, I don't accept it, but I respect it. And at that time, I was like, that's all I need. I really don't need in my mind, I was like, I don't need your acceptance, but you will respect me. And he said, I don't accept it, but I respect it. So, yeah.
A lot of, I get in texts from people from across the country, and they're saying, and they want me to ask you, do you believe that Andrew Caldwell, when he said he was delivered, that he really push back those that are truly delivered from the lifestyle? Do you think he hurt that? Because every time when you're speaking about you're being delivered, they immediately say, oh, Andrew Caldwell, he said the same thing and he's still in the lifestyle. So you think, did that hurt what people are trying to do?
I mean, it makes a mockery of it. It makes a mockery of it, but it doesn't hurt what God is doing in people truly, because we have to understand that we're just here to share a story. We're just here to share what God has done for us, and we want other people to know that, hey, it's possible as well. I'm not one of the ones that's pushing it in your face, but like, hey, you need to be delivered. You need to be delivered. No, I'm just sharing what God has done for me and showing that, hey, it is actual possible. But as far as Mr. Codwell, it just makes it laughable, and it makes it more unbelievable. It makes people think that it's a joke. It makes people think that it's not real, and it's just some type of church hurt type thing.
Do you believe that being gay, if you die in the lifestyle, that you're going to hell?
I can't say I can't speak for where anyone is going. I just know what I just like I read in First Corinthians 6 and 9. It says that it gave a list of those who will not share in the kingdom of God, and people who practice homosexuality. It is in that list. But I tell people, don't be in fear of the damnation, because they were like, are you doing this out of fear of damnation? No, I'm doing this because I love God and I know what his word says. So I'm going to align myself and submit to his word and submit to his authority. And I'm going to make this point too. You know that the devil was cast out of heaven for what? He was cast out of heaven for pride, right? Pride,
Yes,
right?
yes, sir.
So the devil was cast out of heaven for pride. So when you see
Go ahead, take
you
your
hear
time.
me you hear me still Jack?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
When people in the lifestyle, when they meet up once a year, what do they call that?
Gay pride.
Okay, and first of
Oh,
all, we
I
know
see.
that.
Yeah, I see where you're going, preacher. Go ahead.
Okay. And also, you know that the rainbow was in the Bible, the rainbow was a symbol of the covenant that God made with all of creation after the flood of Noah. He said, I'm going to put my bow in the clouds as a reminder of my promise to never to destroy the world by flood again. So, what the enemy did, I'm not talking about the people in the lifestyle, I'm talking about the enemy that pushes the agenda of it. The enemy, which is, yes, the devil, he took that very symbol of God's covenant and he made it a symbol for something that for an activity, because I don't like to call it a lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle, it's an activity. For an activity that is deemed detestable in the Bible. And he also calls their gathering pride. So I mean, it's really put in your face,
Mhm.
but you have to read the word of God to really discern these
And I
things.
hear
And
your
also,
point. I hear your point about that. I didn't want to cut you. You finish your point, and I'm gonna ask you a follow-up question. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You want to finish your point?
I listen to a lot of people on YouTube, and it was this girl on YouTube. She was from Africa, and she was sharing her testimony about how she was delivered from witchcraft, because witchcraft over in Africa is on like a whole nother scale.
Mhm.
And she was saying how she was delivered from witchcraft, and she used to actually literally work for the devil. And she said that she said that her main assignment given to her was to partnership with this organization that was pushing the LGBTQ community. And she was saying that the LGBT or homosexuality is actually an agenda that's pushed by the enemy. And people gonna get offended by that, but I mean, like, you either want truth, or you want what you want to hear. You want your ears to be tickled. And I'm not here to tickle no ears. I'm here to blow trumpets.
Yes, sir. So I want to ask you this: do you believe that hell exists and that people will be in hell? Do you believe that?
Yes, I believe that hell does exist, but first of all, God made hell not for man. He didn't originally make hell for man. He made hell for the devil and his angels. The devil and the fallen angels are the ones that he made hell for. But the men and women that go to hell, it tells you something. If hell was made for Satan and his angels, and some men and women go to hell, it shows you that they live the life for the devil instead of living the life for God. So therefore, they were deemed on the devil's team instead of God's team.
So you are an ordained minister?
No, I'm actually in my ministry training this year. I just studied.
You're in your ministry training. You attend a church. How your church receiving this?
I haven't testified to my church yet. I know some of them have their thoughts, because even though I am walking in my deliverance, I mean, I'm not the most masculine man. I mean, I'm still me. It's just I don't do certain things anymore. So I haven't testified to my church yet, but I know one of the pastors had prophesied to me. He was like, people cannot imagine the warfare that you have gone through. People cannot imagine what you had to do to get to this point. But I want you to know that God is proud of you. And also that I want you to know that nobody here judges you. And he didn't know anything about it. So I knew what he was egging on to.
Yes,
I knew what
sir.
the spirit
Yes,
was.
Sir.
I knew what the spirit was saying, but he was saying nobody here judges you.
I want to ask you, because when I message you, you had to go to rehearsal. So you're a singer?
Yes.
So sing us a song.
Oh Lord. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay.
I don't know what you all want.
There's a praise on the inside. I can't keep to myself. A holler stirring up from the depths of my soul. So excuse me if I seem a little giddy or maybe even strange, but praise is the way I say thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. I definitely want to bring you back because this needs to be some more talking, because I'm starting Sunday services online on Sunday, starting next Sunday, and I would love you to come on and give your testimony and continue to talk about what God delivered you from. I respect you of your deliverance. It is not me to question your deliverance, because that's between you and God. And I've always been raised that I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. But I do want to know, what is your denomination? Are you Pentecostal, Baptist?
I was raised Baptist, but I don't like to claim denominations these days.
You don't like to claim denominations, but okay. So I love that. So I want to ask my last question with this. Do you still live with homosexual people or straight people? Are you still living with people that is in the lifestyle?
When you say living, what do you mean?
Like in your house, do you have people, your roommates, and they're gay? And if so, how do you keep from falling into that temptation? Because they bring in their dates over.
Oh no! By the glory of God, God allowed me to enter a program and also to get some housing assistance. I had got a housing voucher, and I have my very own apartment. By the glory of God.
Yes. So you're based in Georgia. Do you still stay in Georgia, or?
Yeah, I'm still in Atlanta.
Still in Atlanta. Thank you. I want to say thank you for coming on the show, sharing your story. I want to say thank you for having the courage to share your story, because I always say, where are the folks that God is delivering from homosexuality? Because I see the folks that are getting delivered from crack, from heroin, from alcoholism, but where are the folks that are getting delivered from homosexuality? Because I was raised under Bishop Melvin Conway from the True Church of Holiness in Chicago, Illinois, and they always, preach against homosexuality. But I've always wanted to see, where's the people that look like me that is actually living delivered, and that's not in the lifestyle, that's living a holy life. And so it's good that you here giving your testimony because I think it's needed. And a lot of things that is missing in the local churches is testimony service. Now, I'm not talking about testimony service about your big house and your clothes and all that. I'm talking about what did God deliver you from? Because your testimony is going to help somebody else that is struggling in the lifestyle. Whether it's struggling in drugs, whether it's struggling in homosexuality, whether it's struggling in lesbianism. So I think the local church needs to bring back testimony service and let the folks testify, what did God deliver you from? What temptation that you overcame? Not about trials, not about all these businesses that you have. I get that. But it comes a time, what did God deliver you from? And so it amazes me when I saw that on your post. I smiled because that is needed. And we need people, if that's the life you want to live, that's the life you want to live. And that's your relationship with God. You opened your Bible up, you're reading the word, you're living a life, and you're trying to live this life on a straight and narrow path. And that's the path that you want to live. With this in mind, do you want to become like your father and a pastor?
Like my father? No.
Not like your father, but do you want to be in the ministry, be a pastor or prophet?
Yes. Because when I first joined my church that I'm at now, our apostle, he had told me, he said, you have an evangelical spirit all over you. So, and I always loved, even when I was in the lifestyle, just like be out and sing gospel music and just tell people about Jesus, and just tell people about God and how good he is. And, just put God on people's minds is what I like to do. So absolutely. I don't know about actually being a pastor. Yes, but God's gonna have his way. So
yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for coming on. Man, to God be the glory. And when I saw you, I didn't even know we were Facebook. I don't even know how we became Facebook friends because we never communicated on Facebook. We were just friends. And I was just scrolling down. I said, I gotta talk to that brother. Because I didn't want to, because I saw some of them nasty. I wanted to drag some of the people in the comments, but I said, I'm not going to drag them. I want to have a conversation because this is a conversation that is needed in today's world. Thank you. Whenever you're available to come on back, you always welcome. Do you have a social media that people would like to support, that like to follow you, and what is it?
Well, my YouTube channel is the name that's below is To Yah Be the Glory, Apollo Soul Story. And as far as like TikTok and Instagram, it's called Worship, the number 4, and REALZ, Reels. Worship for Reels.
So that's how it's spelled. TO, like they got at the bottom. To Yah Be the Glory.
Yeah, to Yah. And for everybody that don't know, of course, Yah is God.
Yeah, Yah is God. You have right now 844 subscribers. I just subscribed to your channel. We got 591 people that are listening. So again, we need all 591 people to subscribe. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. Subscribe to this brother's channel and support. We definitely are going to bring him back. Brother, thank you for coming on this Sunday. I mean, on Saturday. I said Sunday. Saturday.
This Saturday. Yeah. And let me add this last thing, Willie.
Yes.
And for the ones that really want to see the difference in what God has done, I left all of my old YouTube videos up. Wow. All of my old YouTube videos are up, and I used to be wild. I used to be wild. Okay. So I recently, just the past couple of 2 months, started back my YouTube channel. So like the last 5 or 6 videos are me in my deliverance. But the videos before that, you can go and see for yourself, and you tell me what you tell me if you see the difference. Because folks say, why didn't you delete it? I say because I want people to actually see the difference, because that's why people can't be delivered in the church today, because folks try to act like they ain't never been had the need to be delivered from something. They try to act brand new.
Oh,
I'll be like, no, go see what was, and now see what is.
Oh yes. Thank you, brother, for coming on the show. Love you. You can go all day. We definitely gonna bring you back on the show, brother. Thank you. I'm so glad that you came in. I know we had some scheduling issues, but you said you would do it today. And brother, thank you.
God bless you, Willie. I appreciate you all.
God bless you. It's Wiley, Wiley.
I mean Wiley. My bad. I'm talking Willie. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's okay. But I love you.
God bless you, Wiley.
And if you need to come back on and say, brother, I want to come back, I want to share something with your audience, I got a message. I'm just a message away, a phone call away, and I'll bring you on.
All right, brother Wiley. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Wow. So we are here. Okay. All right. So we're gonna definitely switch gears. Original content. I need 10 people to type in the chat. Original content. Can I get 10 people to type that in the chat? Can I get 10 people to type that in the chat really quickly? We're going to get to Jaguar Wright, but I need to see 10 people in the chat. Type in the chat, original content. All right? I need 10 people. We can't get to Jaguar Wright till we see that 10 people to type that in the chat. Original content. All right? Okay. Now, let's get to the main event. Jaguar Wright. So today we was up early this morning, and Jaguar Wright did an IG interview with a blogger. And on that interview, she was sitting beside Solar, a member of Carbon Nation. And she was saying in that interview that she having issues with her husband. Then she shifted in her personality. She started to cry and talk about him being in the military and having problems and issues. And she started to cry. Y'all don't understand it so hard. And blah, 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 breaking down in tears. The blogger that she interviewed with ended the live, uploaded it on his channel, and I laughed. To be honest, I did laugh. Okay? I laughed. And then went from that. Then she went live, Jaguar Wright, on her YouTube page. She called the police, got on the phone with the police, saying that to make a police report for her husband because she claimed that her husband had a weapon and that he wanted to do something to her. The police officer on the phone said that your son said that is not going on, that he's not trying to harm you, that your husband is not trying to harm you. That's what the son told the officer. And he said, we're getting conflicting reports. Then Jaguar said, she named some type of officer. He said that officer is retired. Then she went on a rant saying that they brought all this type of stuff, that she have a witness. All of that stuff was going on. So then that live ended. But before that part, she called her husband on a three-way with the police officer. Okay, she had the police officer on the phone. She called her husband. Her husband said, why are you on YouTube? Why are you putting it on YouTube? And they was going back and forth, and then he hung up the phone. Okay, that was done. Mind you, we're seeing this in all real time on just real time where we're doing this all on our show. We live everywhere. If you don't see us on YouTube, we on some other platform out there. On Station Head. Make sure y'all subscribe to our Station Head show. Moderators, make sure you let them know. And so that happened. I'm minding my own business. And I get my producer said, Jaguar Wright is outside and her husband, they fighting. So I ran to my phone, to my Fufu account. What is a Fufu account? A Fufu account is because I'm blocked by Jaguar Wright on the Wiley Show Instagram page, I had to go on my Fufu account. So I went on my Fufu account, and Jaguar Wright and her husband was fighting. I'm gonna M-word you. You gonna do me like that? Don't be hitting my nephew. Her nephew is Solar, right? From Carbonation. He fighting, they fight. And then Jaguar proceeded to get in her vehicle. She picked up her son's ashes. And she started putting it on her face. She started putting it on her face. The homeless man from Carbonation trying to console her, she putting ashes of her son's ashes that is deceased on her face. Then she said, I'm going to M-word you. Chin threats and got out of the car. And then she told Solar, she said, get in the car, Solar, get in the car. Solar said, I got to get something. I got to get something. She said, you got 5 minutes. And so she started blowing the horn. She started blowing the horn. Then she proceeded to get out of the car. They was at a barbershop, in front of a barbershop. She started throwing liquids at her husband. She started to proceed to throw liquids at him. You gonna do me like this? You start cussing him out. They start going back and forth and start arguing. And then the Instagram live went off. I told my audience in the morning that Jaguar Wright is not well. Many of them didn't believe me because most of my viewers they never experience or they can see manic behavior because they never been manic. But Brother Wiley, we talking about a testimony service on today. Oh yes, Brother Wiley been manic before. Brother Wiley can see somebody when they are manic. Oh yes, because I've been there. I've been in that predicament. That woman need help. She need to be in a hospital. She need to decompress. She need to be medicated. She don't need to be on YouTube. She don't need to get a click and a view. She don't need to get no more interviews. The woman is not well. She ain't well up there in her mind. She's extremely paranoid. That is a sign of the mania. I remember back in 2018, y'all remember the clip is out there. I was so paranoid. I was hearing voices. At one point, I thought I was going to run for president. I posted it on my Twitter that I'm running for president. Then I proceeded to call 911 like Jaguar Wright. I called 911 and I started rebuking the police officers. I started calling them out and rebuking them, quoting scriptures. In my apartment that I was living with somebody I found on the Craigslist, about 6 or 7 officers came in my bedroom. Papers all on the floor, books everywhere. It was just, I'm skinny, wasn't eating. They come in. They said, do you have an illness? Are you okay? I ain't got no illness, you devil. Get out of my house. I rebuke you. They didn't arrest me. They didn't take me to the hospital. I was out of my mind. Manic. I didn't know that at the time because I wasn't diagnosed. So the officers, all 6 of them, they left the apartment. So I'm pacing. I'm going through. I said, I told my roommate that I met off the, I didn't know this woman. I met that roommate off the Craigslist. And I said, take me to my cousin's house. I want him to be my press secretary because I'm running for president. Now, mind you, I'm 20-some years old. You can't run for president in your mid-20s. So I get in the car with my roommate that I met off the Craigslist. And I said, I can't get in this car. Something going on with your car. I can't do it. So I proceeded to get out of the car. And then I was in the parking lot. Then I proceeded to go to the gas station. Then I sat at the bus stop. Then I thought people was watching me. I thought the police was watching me. It looked like the cars was slowing down and everybody was watching me. And them voices said, they watching you. They watch. So I'm calling people. I reached out to Brother Ben X. If Brother Ben X got about 20,000 messages in his DM, I was reaching. I said, Brother Ben X, they coming after you. I sent so many messages and it's still in his DM to this day. I sent so many messages, sent my number constantly. I was out of my mind. I proceeded to walk to my cousin's apartment from where I stay at. It was a good distance walk. Walked up, went up the stairs to his apartment. I said, I'm running for president. I want you to be my press secretary. And this is though. I told you all that. I'm being watched. Don't close that door. They watching me. They watch the satellites. It's watching me. So he opened the door. He said, did you take a shower? Didn't even take no shower. I was funky. Didn't even take a shower. He said, give me your phone. I said, okay. He said, get in the shower. So I got in the shower. He gave me his clothes to put on. He had to leave and go to work, but I'm still manic. So I leave my cousin's apartment. I walked to the building because in the building that he stayed at, they had an office where you can get on the computers. I went there and I printed out papers about Minister Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and I threw the papers all in the office. I threw it all up, threw the papers everywhere, threw it all in the parking lot. Then it was the Timber Glen Library was right there. I walked in that library, going off, cussing people out, rebuking people. I was throwing the books. I picked up a chair, busted glass. People was running out of the library. I proceeded to run out, and the voices said, take all your clothes off. I took all the clothes off. I was butt naked. Nothing was on. And I'm running outside there. And these voices. Running outside there, butt naked, no clothes. I'm naked. And the people said, oh my gosh, this man is naked. This man is naked. I was getting on top of people's cars, butt naked, rolling around on people's cars, butt naked, all in the apartments, parking lot, just naked. Only thing I had in my hand was IDs, my wallet. I didn't even talk to the people because the voice said, don't talk to them, just give them your ID. So I gave him the ID. Then the voice said, go back home. So I was trying to run into traffic. So the Dallas police officer, he said, freeze. And he tased me. And I went down on the ground, chin first, went down on the ground, whoosh, blood just gushing, chin bleeding. He put me in handcuffs. The ambulance showed up on the scene, handcuffs, and threw me in the ambulance. And I proceeded to go to the hospital. And I gave them doctors and nurses hell, rebuking them, calling them devils. I don't want no white people around. Y'all did this. I understand that. I don't want you. They tried to fix me up. I was snatching it away. So they left. I said, I want black nurses and doctors. I don't want no white nurses or doctors. So they brought some black people in. Then before they got in, I snatched the computer. It was a computer attached in the room. And it was a voice saying, they're spying on you. So I snatched that computer and threw it on the ground. Then they said, hold them down. And they gave me some medicine. And I woke up and I started preaching. And then woke up and they transferred me to Green Oaks Hospital, a psychiatric hospital. I couldn't leave because the state of Texas said he's mentally unstable. He's a danger to himself and he's a danger to others. So I couldn't leave that hospital. They had me in there. And I caused so much confusion in there. It took me a while to get medicated to eat because I didn't want to eat. I thought they was going to poison me. And I went eventually. I started to eat and I started to get back to myself when not hearing the voices. I started to go eat lunch. They had me in a padded room. And then because my behavior improved, they allowed me to be with the regular patients because I was so greatly disturbed that they had to put me in a room by myself, in a padded room with a big window where the nurses can keep an eye on me. So I've been there. So when I look at Jaguar Wright, I seen the mania. I seen that sister needed some help. I seen it all. So I understand her story because I've been there. And then they finally diagnosed me, and that doctor said, you have bipolar. I said, excuse me, sir, I ain't crazy. He said, you got bipolar. I never, ever been diagnosed with an illness in my life. He said, you got bipolar with psychosis. And you need to be on medicine. You have to be on medicine for the rest of your life. And he said, Marquise, he said, you need to take your medicine because when you don't sleep, you get manic. And you can have another breakdown if you do not take your meds and you do not sleep and eat. You got to do those things. And so I went through all of that stuff. And I experienced all of that stuff. So when I see Jaguar getting locked up, I was happy. Not only she need to be locked up, she need to be in some psychiatric treatment. She needs some psychiatric treatment. So hopefully this experience, if she is locked up, that she can finally get the help that she needs. That she finally get the help that she needs. Most people can't talk about it because y'all never experienced that life. So you don't know what a person go through when they dealing with paranoid, when they're being manic. If you never experienced, you can't tell me how it is because you never walked a day in them shoes. But I have. Every day I thank God for helping me in that area. I could have lost my life. So every day I thank God. So when I walk out, I appreciate that I'm still here, that I got my mind, that I'm able to have an apartment by myself, that I'm paying my bills on time, that I'm able to do a YouTube channel, that I'm able to do these things, that I got to get along with my family. It was a time I didn't even get along with the family. Nobody in my family wanted to talk to me because they didn't know it at the time that I was mentally ill. So it took years for the family to receive me back into the family because they didn't understand what I've been through. Because mental illness, either they didn't understand, but it does run in our family. I had an uncle, he passed away, he died. All his life, in his adult life, he was in a mental institution. My grandmother's father committed the S word. He had a shotgun, he had a gun, he committed the S word. So I have family members that been in the psychiatric hospital. So I'm saying this for Jaguar. It was funny what she was going through because I did laugh. But I said she finally going to get the help that she need because they're going to arrest her. And so that's what I had to say about that. She don't need no interviews. And she was getting around and she was getting used. They used that lady. And I remember when I was manic and paranoid when I was in Chicago, because it didn't just start in Dallas. Dallas, it was the breaking point. I did an interview. I dissed my entire family on Facebook. It's out there. Just Google it. It's out there. Cuss my mama out like a dog. Cuss her out like a dog. cussed my sister out like a dog. And this is live. I went on Armand Wiggins show. Y'all want to know about the history for the new folks? He interviewed me. I asked him. I said, you need to interview me about my family and all that type of stuff. You need to interview and all that. I interviewed. I was over talking, and I can know now I was manic. So he brought me on Facebook for an interview on his Facebook page. Now I'm cussing everybody out. So what about the cussing the church out? Cussing everybody out. I was not well. My family had to get an interview. They said, we don't understand what he's going through. I never seen him like this. I never seen him do this. He was just such a good kid. I never had no problems out of Marquise. I don't understand it. I remember I was so mad at my family. I recorded my mom because she cussed me out like a dog because I provoked her. I called CPS on my sister. I called not only CPS, I called Adult Protective Services on my grandmother. I called CPS on one of the church members. I was just calling pieces, calling. I reported my uncle, who was a pastor, called the police to his house, and I was just calling all type of stuff. I went in my mind, calling my uncle for hours and hours all day long, calling members of the church all day long. It got so bad that they had to get order of protection. They had to get a restraining order. Because I would just call them all day, cussing them out, posting their numbers on Jack, posting their numbers on 8 just dragging them all day, all night. Didn't sleep. I didn't just get one order of protection because my grandmother got one. She wanted me out the house because I was unbearable. Then my uncle, Bishop Cartwright, oh, we telling it all here. Bishop Cartwright, he got an order of protection, but I wasn't served for Bishop Cartwright. So when I got to Dallas, Texas, Brother Jonathan got me to Dallas, Texas. I had to go back to Chicago to respond to the order of protection because it's a such thing that you can get an emergency order of protection, meaning they can remove you that day. But then the court give you time for a hearing, like in about 30 days or something. And so I had to fly back to Chicago. Still wasn't well. I was a little tiny bit better. Still wasn't well. I was already late. I'm home. Really, I ain't have nothing. I was late. So I had to go to a courthouse on Harris. I forgot the courthouse. Went there, and I see my grandmother go up there, and then my uncle go up there. We in front of the judge. My grandmother, Brother Wiley, and Bishop Cartwright. All three of us in front of a judge. And Bishop Cartwright said, from the True Church of Holiness, he broke the order of protection. He broke the order of protection. I said, because at that time I studied the thing. I studied the order of protection. I said, Your Honor, I have not been served with the order of protection. So I didn't even know that he got an order of protection against me. So the judge said he's correct, Mr. Cartwright. We're going to serve Marquise in open court. So they served me in open court. So I got 2 orders of protection, and the judge was like, do you want to challenge this? I said, Your Honor, I don't have the money to challenge this order of protection. I can't come back to Chicago. My uncle said, where did he stay? I said, you don't need to know where I stay. So the judge was like, all right. So for 2 years, you can't be around your grandmother. You cannot be around your uncle. And you can't be for 2 years. You can't call them, post nothing on social media about them for 2 years. And that was back in 2018. You know, we in 2023 now. So the 2 years been up. So I can talk about it. So I get out of the courthouse and I had to ask my grandmother about my clothes. I said, I need my clean clothes. I don't have no clothes. So she said, you can come to the house. Oh, the judge was like, we're going to allow you, because I said, I need to get my items. She said, we're going to allow you to get your clothes, but you're going to have it with a police escort. So District 7, they're going to have to escort you. So go to the police station. They're going to have to drive you to the house to get your clothes. Okay. All right. So when I get out of the courthouse, I'm reading the order of protection. Oh man, I'm reading the documents. You can't be around the dog. They put the dog in there. They was putting names in there. They put the dog. I didn't even know they had a dog. Because when I was going through what I was going through, there was no dog. There was no dog. But they had a dog now, and they put the dog. I couldn't even be around the dog. I couldn't even be around the little whatever dog they got, a Chihuahua. I don't know. So I couldn't even be around the dog. So I went back. The police officers, District 7, escorted me to my grandmother's house. At that time, she stayed at 6531 South Justine. She don't live there anymore. It's been sold. So I go there in Chicago, 6531 South Justine, go there. Get into my grandmother's house. I went to get my Bible, my books, and everything. I can grab my clothes. My grandmother washed all my clothes, had it folded and everything. And I will never forget my grandmother said, Marquis, because she never called me Marquis. She called me Marquis. Let me talk to you. I said, Grandma, I don't want to talk. I just want to go get back on the bus and go live my life. Because my cousin, he only had the money to get me on the plane, and he just had the money to get me back on the bus. So I had to get back to the Greyhound to go back to Texas. She said, let me talk to you. And the police officer said, talk to your grandmother. I said, yes, Grandma. She said, I don't like what you've been saying on the internet, on Facebook about the church. I don't like that. I said, Grandma, I understand. I understand what that's going through. I understand. I didn't understand at the time. I said, okay, I just don't understand that. You know, I love you. I just don't like how you talking about the church on Facebook. So the police officers, they drive me to the Green Line to 63rd and Ashland, and I was able to get on the train, whatever the Greyhound took me, and then I got on the Greyhound and I went back to Texas, and I can get blah 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 blah. The rest is history. But I'm telling this story because I experienced a lot of things. Now I don't know what something traumatic happened in my mid-20s. Something happened. Something happened. I don't know. I can't really give you of what that I always go back in my mind, like what really happened to that? What really, why did I do this? And so now, as when I go back and see my grandmother, and I go back, I remember we're gonna open up the phone lines, but let me tell a story. I went back to Chicago, and me and my mom, we got back close, like we were talking. But she did not want me to be in her house because she thought I was going to record her or something. So she said, you got to stay in a hotel. No, I know she didn't tell me that. I said I was going to stay in a hotel because I know me and my mother we were talking, but not like that. And then she never would bring my grandmother. And I said, I want to see Grandma. And then I went to her house. I said, can I see? She said, you know, Grandma, she said she don't want to see you. She still heard about what you said about the church. And I was on my Patreon, and I said, I'm going to drive because I had a rental car. I said, I'm going to drive by the house. I had a little money, wasn't much. I'm going to give it to my grandmother. And I went there, and I knocked on the door. Nobody answered. I put the money in the mailbox, and my sister, Tamara, she said, Marquise, come on up. And my grandmother said, I'm not going to cry because I can grew up. We sat down, and my grandmother said to me, she said, Marquis, I love you. I just did not agree about the things you were saying about the church. And I said, Grandmother, I wasn't in my right mind. I was going through mentally. We had that conversation, and we talked. And that was like the last time I seen her where she was able to do for herself. She was able to walk. My grandma was working, everything, driving, doing everything. And then like a couple of months after that, my grandmother had a stroke. A couple of months after we had that talk, she had a stroke like that. She had a stroke. And while she was driving from work, because she was working in her mid-80s, like up to her 80s, she was still working. And while she was driving, she had a stroke. And to this day, I still get emotional because I wasn't there for my grandmother. And I felt guilty. Ooh. I felt guilty. I felt guilty. Because I wasn't there. I felt guilty. And so every time I think about that, I was like, wow. So woo, I didn't even want to cry. Let me take myself off camera for a second. Oh my God. All right. Thank you. Okay. Woo, I didn't want to get emotional. But I just felt, I felt, I took blame for that. I did. And so I had to get through it. So, and now, when I was able to go back in Chicago for Thanksgiving, I was able to see my grandma, and I was so happy, to see my family. And people were saying, "Oh my gosh, you look so happy," you know, you look so happy, being around your family, and it's so good. And I thank God that I can still see my grandmother, and she's still breathing, and she can see the change in me. And so now me and my grandmother talk, and we watch movies, and just it's awesome. So I've came a mighty long way. So I appreciate that that what I was going through. And she's still living, of course, that she's in a wheelchair, and of course that she got to get assistance by my mother, and of course she's not no longer living in her house anymore. But I'm just so happy that I can still be able to talk to my grandmother. So I think she's going to be celebrating her birthday on February the 20th. So I'm definitely going to try to go to Chicago to go see my grandmother. But yes, I just had to get into that. So we're going to open up the phone lines. But just had to talk about this. I know we were talking about Jaguar, right? But I didn't win all out of the day. I just had that just really, really touched me. Hold on one second. Let me get myself together. Oh man. Let me get myself together. Oh man. Let me get myself together. Oh man. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Oh man. Woo. Okay. Okay. Oh wow. Woo. I was not planning on crying, but hey, a testimony. So but yeah, so we're gonna open up the phone line. So give me a second, you guys, while I get that set up. I wasn't planning on doing the crying and stuff like that. Give me a second. Hold on, the phone lines. Y'all already calling in. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all already calling in. I didn't even get the phone line set up yet. Give me a second. I didn't even get it set up yet. Give me a second here. Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. Hold on. Let me do something. Okay. I don't care if they did say what you did. This is a show. Man, we took you on a ride. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay, 640. Okay. All right. So if you call in anonymous, I'm not going to be able to bring your call. So give me a second here, because somebody called in anonymous and I'm not going to bring it on. So I'm going to go to the caller that I have the number. So if you call in anonymous, do it. Okay, let me put the number on the screen here. We're going to open up the phone lines. 972-674-9462. And let me bring this caller. Oh, let me see this. Now answer your phone when I call you because we live.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, now that person called in and answered. So give me a second. Let's see if it's gonna work.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay, so can somebody call in? Let's see. Okay. Back to the show. All right. Hey, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Wiley, I just wanted to tell you that we love you and we understand. A lot of us have been there with what you went through with people in our families, whether we choose to admit it or not. But I know this much. We love you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. And we're going to get into Larry Reid. I'm sorry. I was quiet. I forgot to talk about Larry Reid. So go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead, D.Y. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to let you know that we love you. That's all.
Thank
but we
you.
do need to. We really do. We love you, Wiley. You got you got us in here crying now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We love you. I love you, Wiley.
Thank you. Okay, can y'all hear her? Okay, can y'all hear that? Okay, can y'all hear? All right. So we're gonna get into Larry Reid. My bad. All right. Okay. All right, let's get into Larry Reid. Okay. So let's talk about it. So we are here, Larry Reid and Tasha K. Wow, I was watching Tasha K live, and that woman is ready for smoke. Like, she is ready. I was watching. She said we got 3 parts to this interview. She said that I got a receipt to bag it up. And it's going to be on her TashaKLive.com. I know me and Tasha are not talking, but I'm still going to promote her site because I think this is needed. So she said it's going to be a 3-part. She said that this was a 15-year-old teenager, and she said that her and Larry got on the phone and that Larry did not give her the full truth, and that Larry was sending receipts to a member that support his show. Hold on one second. Okay, that support his show. Don't call in until I get done, all right? That support his show, and that he was sending him half receipts, okay? And that she says she got some details, some recordings to back up that Larry Reid from the Larry Reid Show, that he indeed did something to that 15-year-old boy, that victim, all right? So with this is going on, you guys, I just want people to remember that this young man is telling his story to Tasha. This is the first interview that Tasha K is doing with the victim. And this is the first interview that the victim is doing, a sit-down interview. All right? This is the first sit-down interview that this quote-unquote victim, or we're going to say accuser, that is doing. Okay? And so with this being said, that we are definitely going to talk about their Levante Adams. We're going to talk about this. For me, on yesterday, we cut ties with Larry Reid. We cut ties with Larry Reid because I feel as though that Larry Reid did not address this on his Larry Reid Show. He did not address this on his Patreon, on his YouTube channel, on his Larry Reid Facebook page. And so we withdraw our funding. Because we felt as though that Dr. Larry Reid has failed to address the rumors. And when we inquire about the rumors, they always want money. $11.26, $600. It's always about money. and I'm going to say to Larry publicly, this ain't no time to be talking about tithing and offering. This is the time that you do a press conference on your show, do a press conference on your Patreon, do a press conference on the Larry Reid YouTube channel, do a press conference on your Larry Reid Facebook page. Don't come to me talking about money, giving money, tithing. This ain't the time. And so hearing this and experiencing this, that this is going on, I said, wait a minute. I don't like this, because you went on other channels that's not asking you the hard questions. You went on other channels that are not asking you questions, hard questions. They're not asking you. They give you softball questions. Type in the chat softball questions. Type in the chat softball questions. So for me, I'm withdrawing my financials because I'm not going to wait until the interview. I'm withdrawing it now because I did not like how Larry Reid is handling this situation. So I removed myself from the Patreon. I blocked him, Larry Reid, on Instagram, because if he want to communicate with me on my show. All right? Don't try to reach out to me on IG. Removed him from that. Remove myself from the Patreon because he have failed to address these allegations on the Larry Reid show. And so I reached out to Yolanda Adams. I reached out to Kurt Franklin. I reached out to BET because I want to know, what are y'all investigations with this? Do y'all hear that y'all hired a person that is an allegation that he mistreated and assaulted a 15-year-old teenager? What is your response? Yolanda Adams, you drag Kim Burrell, but are you going to have that same courage to question Larry Reid about that allegation? Because we're talking about a 15-year-old. I reached out to John B. Key. Reached out to some of my gospel buddies. I met Larry when I was doing radio. When I was doing radio on Blog Talk Radio, I had a radio show. So I would interview gospel artists. And Larry wasn't my only gospel artist I interviewed. So I know people in the industry. So I have done that. So he have failed to talk about it on Larry Reid Live. He have failed to talk about it on there. And still to this day, type in the chat, no lawsuit. I need somebody to type in the chat, no lawsuit. So people that re-see this, they can see this. No lawsuit has been filed. No lawsuit has been filed. Tasha K have not been sued yet. The accuser has not been sued. Levante Adams have not been sued. The complaint was like one page and that went and didn't even go through. No lawsuit has been filed. No lawsuit has been filed. Where the lawsuit? Brother Larry Reid Live went on the platform, said he gonna sue. Then he said, I don't give a F what y'all say. Check it on Pacer, talking, being real ignorant. He don't say that in front of Yolanda Adams. He don't say that in front of John P. Key when he doing that show. And the person he's sitting with, he ain't at that conference. He ain't sitting beside Bishop Bernard Jordan. I reached out to Bishop Bernard Jordan. I said, you supposed to be a prophet. What is God telling you? Or is it all a money grab? I reached out to Bishop Bernard Jordan. You're supposed to be a prophet? What is the Spirit telling you? Or do I have to give you $1,000 for you can tell me what God have to say? I have to give you $1,000 for you to have a prophecy? Because that's the game that y'all giving. Give $1,000, have a prophecy. For Larry Reid Live, in order when you send a donation, a prophet is going to prophesy to you. But what if you don't have a donation? What if you broke? That means you can't get a prophecy? So if you donate, then the prophet will call you. But what if you don't have no money? What if you just broke and you need to hear a word from God? Can they call into the ministry and get assistance? No, they got to give money. It's all a money grab. I see right now, I need 3 people right now in my spirit. I see it. God want me to tell you something, sister. Come on up at the altar. Put your hands up. Wait a minute, sister. God telling me right now, I see 1,000. No. I see 2,000. Send a $2,000 and I can tell you a word from God. I need $2,000, and then I can tell you what God is saying. Then you got to give 2,000 in order for them to give you a prophecy. Right now, I'm doing a prayer line right now. Right now. In this line, we need about 60 folks right now. If you want God to bless you, we need 60 folks right now to give $3,000. And then in this line, if we have 60 folks that can give $500. But what about the people that ain't got it? Can they get a word? Then they wake up in the morning. Now, we're supposed to do a prayer call on Larry Reid because I was in one of his prayer calls. And then people say, well, why did you join his Patreon? I joined his Patreon is because he was roasting and gagging preachers and posting tea. But that shifted once he got sued, right? And he had to pay some money, allegedly. And he shifted. So he do what is called prayer calls. So one particular day on last month, I went to the prayer call. And so I'm in the prayer call, I'm listening. Yes, right then and there. This is the month of decisions, which I agree was a month of decision. So I'm keep listening. Yeah, right then and there. No. Right now, we need stakeholders. We need about 16 people right now to send $600. 600 people to send. I'm seeing it right now. 600 people sending $1,600 right now. But I'm like, when we gonna get to the prayer? I need $77.77. Like, when are we gonna get to the prayer? A prayer call is this. I'm doing a prayer call. Father God, in the name of Jesus, I'm asking that you bless these people right now. This sister need help. She need a deliverance. Lord, bless her from the crown of her head to the sole of her feet. Lord, bless her in her finances. When she go to that job, that our boss don't get on her nerves. That when she go home, that she have peace because she got a husband that ain't saved. Lord, save him, Lord. Lord, deliver him, Lord, in the name of Jesus, right now. That's a prayer call. That's a prayer call because she might not have no money. A prayer call, you praying. Father God, right, bless right now with Pastor Wiley, Pastor Wiley, Preacher Wiley. I don't have no money. So right now, Father God, in the name of Jesus, you know what she's going through right now in the name of Jesus, that she don't have no finances. Lord, bless her right then and there. And a good preacher that got it supposed to go in their pocket and say, you know what, sister, I'm going to bless you right now. I'm going to bless you right now. So don't just pray for her. And if you already got the answer in your wallet, you are a false prophet if you praying for somebody and they in a financial bind and you financially can help them. I don't just need your prayer. I also need that money that fold. So get on out of here with that. These prophets that got gold chains, these prophets living in mansions, these prophets got multiple places all over the United States, and the folks that ain't got no money, they're working 2 to 3 jobs. They living in homeless shelters. And prophets, some of these false prophets, they prey on weak people that want a higher calling. So you get false prophets to prey on that. They will prey on that, prey on you trying to believe in a higher power. But I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to say, before I give you any advice, you got to pay me first. That's the type of spirit and game that's being played right now. Bling, bling. Larry Reid, you got all that money wearing gold chains, talking about tithing, give to God, gold chains, gold rings, ban somebody's houses and cars and laptops. What are you doing for the homeless that's broke? Ain't hardly doing nothing for the homeless. What are you doing for the homeless people? And if you're doing something, you're not doing enough. Every day in your spirit is about money. What about if a person needs to be delivered from drugs? Every day when you come out, your prophecy, money, money, money. But what about being delivered from alcoholism? What about if I'm struggling right now with depression and anxiety? What do you have to say, prophet, about that? What are you saying about that, prophet? Or is it all about the money? Now, it's nothing wrong with your pastor living nice. I'm not against that, because you're supposed to give to your leader. Nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to support your leader. It's in the Holy Scripture. But it's insulting that your leader is living good and you broke. It's insulting that the pastor is living good and you struggling. Everybody in the church struggling but the pastor. You supporting his lifestyle. You giving your tithes and offerings, giving your refund checks, and you wonder why you evicted out of your place. Because you're giving so much to the church instead of paying your bills. God wants you to take care of your house, because you can't take care of his house, and if your house is out of order. How can you take care of God's house and your house is in a disarray? Before you try to invest in a church, make sure your bills is paid. Don't give the people your car note, and then now you out on the street. You gave him all your bus fare. You can't get on the bus because you gave it to your pastor. He driving a Bentley. His wife got one of them big old hats, got all that gold, shouting in the church. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Gold chain, gold, looking good. You broke, and you gave that preacher all your money. You can't even get a ham sandwich. So that need to be corrected. That is wrong what these people are doing. Preying on the poor. And then Brother Larry Reid got an allegation. He can't speak to the congregation. He gonna go to platforms that the church folks don't even know. I talk to the church people. I call Bishop different. I ain't gonna name no names yet. But I call bishops. They said, did you know that's going on? No, man, I didn't know. Send me the link. I'm sending the link. Y'all need to know this. What are y'all saying? Man, send me the what? I didn't know that. Oh no, I ain't gonna be able to touch that. I ain't gonna be able to touch that. I ain't gonna be able to speak on that. But y'all speak about telling people they on their way to hell for being homosexual. Right then and there, a group of preachers need to sit them on down and say, Brother Larry, these allegations, son, is these allegations true? Is it true? Bishop Bernard Jordan, you need to sit him down and question him. That's supposed to be your spiritual son. You need to question your son. A father supposed to question their son. When they in some mess or allegation, a good father with wisdom and say, let me talk to my son and see what's going on here. Son, is this true? And then once you talk to him, go talk to the accuser. And then you as a pastor say, well, I'm going to preach, I'm going to pray, and I got to call the cops. We need to get the authorities involved. All right? Don't make sense that this is going on. But it needs to be called out. He rebuked everybody else, and that is what triggered Bishop Bernard Jordan. Now, Bishop Bernard Jordan, he got a little ways. You know, we talk about Bishop Bernard Jordan, but you provoking him, trashing him, then your skeletons in your closet can be questioned. And so we're going to see about these allegations if it's true. But I do believe as of right now that accuser deserved to be heard. Everybody need to watch it and hear the signs, because some of you all got teenage sons in your house. So y'all need to hear the signs and hear what's going on. And that's why I tell mothers, watch your sons, watch your daughters. For one time they said, watch your daughters, but you got to watch your sons as well. And women that is single, my single women, don't be just too desperate for a man. Some of y'all just too desperate because you need a man. I need a man right now. I'm burning. I just need a man. I can't help it. You bring a snake in your house. He leave your bedroom, go to your son's bedroom, go to your daughter's bedroom, and it will mess them up for the rest of their life because you, the mother, was so desperate for a man. You got him over at the cousin house, over at your pastor house. Be careful. Watch your pastor. Just because he is a pastor, you must watch him as well. You better watch your pastor. Well, my son, where your son? He over there with Bishop. Over there with Bishop. He over there all the time. He love going over there, and the bishop ain't got no kids, and he just over there with your teenage boy. And you don't question that? He just, because he just over there, you know, he ain't got no kid, but he just love my son so much. That's his spiritual father. You better watch your children. You are the line of defense of your children. Mothers and fathers, parents, you are your children's first defense. If you get compromised, your children is going to fall victim to a snake. So you got to have your guards up at all times. You can't have and say, pull your guards down. You are your children's first line of defense. You got to watch your own family. You got to watch everybody. Everybody you got to watch. Thank you. Oh, the Spirit is leading us right now. We know we was going to get into this. Oh, God. But I know that message needs to be told. Because somebody need to hear it. Let us open up the phone lines. Thank you all so very much for that. Let me drink some of my water. And then Darius Cooks, he want to denounce, pull back. He was saying some stuff allegedly that he want to cut ties with Larry. He pulling back because don't nobody want to be around nobody that's been accused of doing something to a teenager. People don't want to be around that, so they just pulling it back. This all that type of stuff. So I'm posting. I say, oh, okay. And then you go look and see what Larry posted on his community wall. You go look what he posted on his community wall, and he posted. He talking about Trump. He talking about the Republicans. He talking about observe and object. Don't even say nothing to them. Believe what you see and move forward. Thank me later. You are divine, extraordinary, amazing. Ain't saying nothing about addressing the rumor. The older you get, the cleaner it get. Celebrate growing older. But if you did something to a teenager and you didn't repent and get delivered and get charged and thrown in jail, you ain't nothing better. I don't care if you're 95 years old. If you did something to you need to be in prison. If you did something like that. Nothing about the accuser. Nothing. Go around all on this social media, nothing. Just deflecting. And people commenting in the chat, and I'm watching. Because just because I got you blocked, don't mean I'm not watching. So he talking about Tyler. And people said, you're not going to address the elephant in the room? No, he ain't going to address it. He just want money. No, he ain't going to sue Tasha K. And open up them files and sue Tasha K. When you sue, you got to prove your case. You just can't say, you can say to black folks that don't know, I'm going to sue. You got to go sue. It's a process. It's a proceeding. Somebody type in the chat right now. Proceeding. I need somebody to type in the chat right now. Proceed. It's a proceeding that you have to go through. You just can't say, oh, I'm a sue, and it just poof that you win. No, it don't work like that. It is a proceed. It's a process that you have to go through in the court system. Once he open, and I want him to, if he want to sue, I'm going to be right there in that courtroom. That case, I'm going to it. I didn't go to the Tory Lane because I ain't interested like that. But this particular case, I'm going to be right there. You're going to think I'm CNN. I think I'm going to wear a bow tie. Right, Paul? Paul, we going to wear a bow tie? I'm going to have a bow tie on. Right there with my notebook. Writing down notes, looking. He ain't going to want to have that. See, he sued another brother, but that brother didn't have no money. Tasha is different because she have lawyers and she have money to fight it. So a brother, a YouTuber, said, sue it and go all the way. Yeah, we waiting on that. And we going to see if you're going to do that. I'm going to be right there looking. Because she friends with lawyers. I'm going to be right there looking. Okay, when you going to sue? When y'all going to go to court? Okay. Don't talk about it. Be about it. We wait. And you need to address it to your church, to your congregation. Thank you all so very much. We're going to open up the phone lines. I think I said enough. We've been on here for 2 hours. And I think this is going to be a lengthy show today. It's only 7:13. We did really good with that. With that. So we're going to open up the phone lines when it comes to that. Thank y'all so very much. Here we go. 972-674-9462. Phone lines is open. Oh, okay. All right. What's up? Welcome to the Wiley Show.
Wiley.
Yes.
I woke up this morning with you preaching, and you still yet preaching tonight. You said a word tonight. I think Larry Reid is guilty. Where there is smoke, there is fire. It's just too many accusers at this point for it to not be true in some aspects. But I think it is totally true. You can just look at Larry and tell. But did you? He was on he was interviewing with Armand yesterday, I believe. And did you hear where he admitted to sleeping with 18-year-olds? Did you hear that part?
I did. He said 18.
He was like,
yeah,
he was like, well, I never slept with no 15 or 16 or 17. And then he doubled back and said, well, I have slept with 18 years old. And Armand was like, were they women or men? He was like, well, men. So I'm thinking to myself, see, I'm 28 and I don't date, like I date like 25 and older. I don't even look at anybody younger than me. I don't even look at like 23 years old. So you were sitting up here admitting you're in your late 40s, 50s. You're sitting up here admitting saying that you slept with 18-year-olds, and you expect us not to believe that you wouldn't even go lower to 17. And if you go to 17, you'll definitely go to 16. So I'm not saying anything, but I definitely believe the accusations are true. Like I said, I'm in that lifestyle, and I can just tell when people are in that lifestyle. I can just look at you and tell you in that lifestyle. He's in that lifestyle. He's currently in that lifestyle. Bishop Bernard Jordan is definitely in that lifestyle, and so is his son.
That's all allegedly. I'm just saying allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly. And I want to add to this, whether they're in the lifestyle or not. My focus is for Levontre. Did this happen to him when he was 15? That is the main focus. Because I don't care if you are bi, tri, or what. What I care about, did Larry Reid, as a grown man in that recording, proceed to record him and to proceed to do an act? That's what I want to know. Did he do that?
I believe
that is
he did.
The question.
So because Wiley, in 2023, no black straight man is getting on a platform as big as Tasha and admitting this stuff. No black straight man is doing that in 2020. It's too much shame around it for him to be lying. I just can't see him lying. And if he was lying, Larry would have stopped this before it came out. Larry knew months ago Tasha was planning on doing this. Larry would have stopped. You see, what I believe Larry befriended Tasha. The only reason Larry befriended Tasha was because things was getting hot on his tail, and he needed somebody as big as Tasha to be on his side in case something blew up. I believe that's why he befriended Tasha, because everybody was warning him about Tasha. He even admitted that his own mother warned him about Tasha. He became friends with Tasha because he knew that some stuff was coming out about him, and he needed Tasha on his side to defend him. And remember, Tasha initially was defending him against the other YouTuber who he sued, but that's the only reason why he defended. He needed Tasha on his side because everybody was warning him about Tasha. And I just find it so funny, and I always go back to this. I just find it so funny that on last year, New Year's Eve or whatever, everybody was down your throat, and look at them now. Tasha going broke, lost a lawsuit. Armand turning against Jason Lee, and he's failing. And now this will. I just find it so. Touch not thy anointing, Wiley, because you are definitely anointed from what you've been preaching all this week. You're definitely anointed, and they touched you, and look at them now.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in. Thank you. Oh, they said Larry wanted Tasha on his side. All right. And I see that what you're saying in the chat. Here we go. We got another caller here that we called. Hello? All right. Let me get it. Hello? Welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Yes, hi, Mr. Wiley. I'm glad. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I hear you.
Okay. I'm glad that things are working out for you.
What's that?
It seems like
Hold
you're ready to go.
on. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's like two people on here. Hello?
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute. One of y'all got to speak because I think I got two callers on here. 3251. Go ahead, and then I go to the other caller. Go ahead. 3251. The last four.
Okay. That's so. I'm glad things are working out for you. And I've been just praying for you ever since we were on the Monica All About the Tea show. I think I don't know if you remember that I prayed that Tasha K would get a miracle, and whatever I prayed concerning Larry Reid made you upset. But I was just in the spirit. I sensed such a spiritual warfare and such a supernatural attack. But I want you to, I just want to say, now that you are pressing into powerful truth and release, don't back up. Ask God to show, if you don't fast, ask God to show you how to lead you into fasting, because I believe that this is going to be the greatest year for you ever. Whom the Son makes free is free indeed. I've had to go through that with leaders. I've had to pull back from leaders. I have given like thousands of dollars to the church. But what got me delivered is the scripture about pure religion, which is to visit the widow and feed the orphans. So my money goes for orphans and different things of that nature. So I do thank God for you, and I hope that you break through.
Thank you so very much for that. Okay, the other caller, go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the Wiley Show.
When was you gonna do that Darius show? Or am I late?
Oh, we're gonna have to reschedule that. That's my sister.
Okay.
Because the show just went another turn. So yeah, so just text me.
Okay, I'll text you. Have a good night.
All right, you have a good night. Thank you. All right, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? All right. Okay. Can y'all hear me? I just want to make sure y'all can hear me before we continue. Okay. Let me know. All right. Welcome to the Wiley Show. Welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley, how you doing?
Welcome.
I'm really tripping last night. I listened to the interview with Amon and about Larry Reid. Larry he's usually more hype about when he talks, when he has different conversations. When Amon was talking to him, he was just acting like he was very nonchalant with the conversation. So it kind of puzzled me. And when how you were saying you was gonna give him a chance just to see was it true or not, but it's just kind of throwing me off. But I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow to look at the interview or whatever, and I'll be able to make a good assessment of what's going on in my mind anyway. But it's really strange. It's really strange because I was really like you said, I was really a heavy supporter of Larry Reid, and it's kind of throwing me back a lot because I really frequent his show a lot. I supported him. I sent a lot of my money into Larry Reid. And if this comes to be true, I want my money back. I'm just gonna tell you this simple as that.
Right.
Give me my money back because you're a millionaire.
Okay. All right. Thank you, brother.
Mine.
Thank you. Because in the ministry, I don't know. That was giving me cricket. I don't know. I don't know. Offense. Man, I don't know what type of phone he was called. That must have been, I don't know. Yeah, he do need his money back, Larry Reid, so he can upgrade that phone. The words of Beyonce, let me upgrade you. See, y'all be giving all y'all money to Larry Reid and folks, and y'all got that equipment and get bad equipment, put that into a phone. Yeah, give that man back his money. Man, with that sound good, Google it, Moogle. What type of phone was that? Yeah, that type of stuff. What? What did you just say? Yeah, get that man back his money so he can upgrade that phone. Give it back. You can buy him a nice old iPhone Max. Because, man, what did he say? He need a new phone carrier. Type in the chat, new phone carrier. All right. Hey, welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hello, Wiley. I see you was talking about Jaguar, right? So I don't know, you live, but I'm calling you with some breaking news. They said that she got arrested at the barbershop for fighting her husband with the carbon guy. So go ahead and look that up.
I already talked about it, but go ahead. What's your thoughts? We talked about that.
Well, yeah, I feel like this woman is insane, Wiley. Let me tell you something. She's around here talking about Jay-Z and Whitney Houston. And at the end of the day, these people, listen, Jaguar, they cannot serve you with a lawsuit because they don't know where you live. The people are saying you're homeless. How can Jay-Z serve her with a cease and desist if they cannot locate her? She needs help. Mental health is very important, especially in our community nowadays. That lady need to get help. And that carbon guy, honestly, Wiley, now this is just, I don't know, but I think that her husband got mad because I think that Jaguar Wright is probably sleeping with this man, allegedly. I don't know. But it just don't look right. You riding around with him and your husband is back at home with your child, and then, y'all getting into a fight. You saying you're going to give him $1 million. Like, this lady needs help. And these YouTubers are exploiting her because at the end of the day, she's coming up on there talking nonsense. She's talking about Whitney Houston and Beyonce. These people don't know you. And they cannot serve you with a lawsuit because they cannot find out where you stay at. Jaguar Wright gets some help. And I feel like when she get arrested and go to jail, they locate her they transfer her to a mental facility so she can get some help. Good day, Wiley. Good day.
Good day. Sister Concern. All right. We got the phone lines that are definitely open up. 972-674-9462, 972-674-9762, 972-674-9462. We are live. Okay. We are live on the air. Give me a second. We are live on the air. If y'all are calling in, if y'all got something to say regarding that. If y'all got something to say, we are live. If you want to have something to say, but yes, that solar guy is homeless, and she brought in a spirit. He need help as well as her, and you see all of this stuff that is going on. Didn't talk about that ain't your nephew. You don't even know that man, and she really going through right then and there. I said, wow, look at that lady go through. Wow, look at that lady go through. Get up out of there. Wow. The Carbon Nation do, yes. So we will see about that. And he was arrested too. So he need to be arrested. At least he get 3 hots in a cot. He need to be arrested. At least he get 3 hots in a cot. As they say. Okay. No, she just for that. Thank you so very much. Okay. So, that Jaguar, she definitely need help. So hopefully she definitely get the help that she need. Thank y'all so very much for y'all support. This has been a great episode. Shout out to the producers. Shout out to the moderators. Shout out to anybody that want to give to our show, want to contribute to our broadcast. We are independent operation. Cash App $ Marquise Wiley 28 $ Marquise Wiley 28. If you want to contribute on Monday, we're gonna do a prayer call. We're gonna go over some topics for our members in our Patreon, and also we are gonna be live tomorrow. We're gonna be live tomorrow reviewing the interview. Now, Tasha did say in her live that she is going to put it on TashaKLive.com. And so we have already on the app, and we are definitely going to talk about it. And so we're going to do a prayer. We're going to do a prayer call on Monday. So if you need prayer, memberships are about $4.99. If you need prayer, if you want to talk, it's over there. We're going to do it $4.99. We're doing the members only this Monday night. This Monday night, we're doing a members only. Let me give you the time for our members. I believe we're doing it at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's no work because it's MLK weekend. That'll be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. So we are on the app. And so we're going to be reviewing that interview on tomorrow. We're going to be coming live and talking about it. So we definitely are going to be doing that. So if you want to join the membership, join it. We have a Patreon. We also have a members, and the membership is, I believe, $4.99 is the membership. So if you want to join, thank everybody for super chats and all the cash apps, for all the people that gave. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all didn't see me preach. Y'all didn't see me cry. Y'all didn't see me drag. And I want to say thank you to our brother that came on the show, Brother King, from the school. He have the boarding school. So make sure y'all go and join that school. Donate to the school today. After this broadcast, I'm going to give $50. So I'm going to make sure I bring it down. And if anybody want to match my donation that we're going to give to the school, I'm going to give 50. If you want to match that donation, you can match it. I'm gonna give 50. And if you want to match that donation, you can match it as well for it. And so if you have more you want to give to the school, you definitely can give it to the school, because he have a school. He's a good guy, good brother, and he's a young brother. And I think that is something that we need to support in that type of way. We need to support that school. He's definitely doing it, and he's doing it, and the money going to go in the right place. So make sure you all subscribe. Again, make sure if you all want to give 50, give to that. I'm going to give 50. So if anybody want to match that donation, if you don't have 50, you only have 25 that you want to give that as well, or 5 or whatever. Give that as well. Okay, we'll be back live tomorrow. We're doing an after show on Station Head. Station Head, we're doing an after show. Station Head, we're doing an after show. So if you want to come in for the after show, we're doing an after show on Station Head. So join our Station Head. That is Station Head. It's an app. So grab your phones right now. Somebody type in the chat, download Station Head. I need 3 people to type in the chat, download Station Head. It is an app, and you type in Station Head. That's STATION, Head, HEAD. Download the app, and you will be able to listen to the show, and type in the Wiley Show. Type in the Wiley Show when you go to Station Head. You will be able to listen to our broadcast. Now over there, we unfiltered. All right, for the cut. If you like the cuss, we use those spicy words over there. We unfiltered over there. Wiley unfiltered over there on Station. We uncut over there. So if you don't like the cut, stay over here. Don't even try to go over there, because we uncut over there. We get into some things over there. Okay. So over there on the Station Head, Wiley Show, WILEY SHOW on Station Head. You can go right there. Hold on, let me see. I can take a screenshot, because I got some producers that need a little help over there in the app. So I'm gonna take a screenshot so you can look at where we at. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna take a screenshot so you'll know where we at, and I'll post it on the screen. Okay, yeah, it's Marquise over there, real ratchet. Thank y'all for the for the cash apps that are coming in. We put it back into the platform, whether we traveling for the show, because even if we go to Chicago, we use it for we go live for Chicago. So I do want to thank those that been sending us cash apps as well. Thank you so very much. Again, we have been so busy today, and we are definitely doing that. We're still holding auditions for Two Man and a Lady. So we will definitely let y'all know when we have the cast. But we have been so busy with the Wiley Show that I got to take time to really get into the auditions for the two man and the lady, and that's a weekly broadcast. That's going to be broadcast once a week, hour. And so if you do want to join, you got what it take. It's a non-paid gig for 60 minutes, and we talk about trending news and hot topics. So this is how the station head look. I'm gonna go ahead on and remove that number, the cash up. So okay, yeah, that's the station head. So that is how it looked, and you would definitely see us over there on the station head. Okay. Hey, love the channel. Love the channel of Two Man and Lady. We have the final decision. So on tomorrow, we are going to restream some episodes of Two Man and a Lady. We're going to restream some of those episodes on tomorrow, so you all can see us doing Two Man and a Lady. So we definitely do it. But you must be able to come on camera. Let's take this down. You must be able to come on camera on Two Man and a Lady. Because it's on camera. So if you can't come on camera, don't submit. If you can't come on camera, you got crying babies in the background, don't submit, because we got to be able to hear you, and you got to have good quality to be able to hear you, to be able to hear you and see you. All right. Don't be trying to go live on your Obama phone. I'm just saying. All right. So don't be trying to go live and say, wait a minute, I want to go live on my Obama phone. And that ain't gonna be able to work. You got your Obama phone, flip phone. You can't go live on no flip phone. No, don't even try to bring no flip phone and you going live and all that. You already know you can't go live with a flip phone. And if you got kids, they make a lot of noise. Don't even try to get on Two Man and a Lady. You got too much noise. Go feed them babies and all that. No, You got dogs every time you do a show. No, you got all that distraction. Don't even try to submit. Because this is a worldwide show. So you got crying babies in there, crying babies. If you got a needy husband, he asks you about. No, you don't even try to do it. Okay. Don't even try to apply because you got too many distractions. You wait till you get ready of the distractions. So you know what I'm saying when it comes to stuff like that. All right. Thank you all so very much for the support. We need y'all to comment in the video after this is done. Leave us a comment. I want to read your comments. I know y'all gonna drag me. And my good sister said, go and drag me anyway, because I know y'all gonna drag me. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you all so very much. Lady Jenny says she would like to do your too. Okay, we will reach out to Lady Jane. We would definitely reach out. I believe she'll be a good addition. I love her. So we would definitely. She told me on her show that she want to see what Two Man and a Lady is about. So I'm gonna release some episodes so they can see about it. But I love Plain as Jane. She's an awesome and awesome content creator. And this is a 1 hour non-paid gig, and it'd be great. Mola, thank you. Like the video. All right. All right. Like the video. So we're doing a prayer call on Monday for the members. All right. And so y'all can go over there to the station head, because y'all asking all these questions y'all asking me. Bring that to the station head. All right. Y'all asking a lot of questions. A lot of y'all ain't caught up. Candy Kane 718. You ain't caught up because you ain't on station head. If you was on station head, you would be caught up on station head. All right. Okay. Come on over to station head and get on caught up. You better get on caught up on over there on station head. Okay. Some of y'all, you better get caught up where we at. We on Facebook. We on Instagram. We everywhere. Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Wiley Show. Follow social media. All the segments you like, tag us on Instagram. We did a preacher segment, so that should go viral. Tag us. If you don't know how to tag on Instagram, send me a DM and we'll teach you. All right. Thank you so very much. Hold on, let me see something. Wait a minute, y'all. Don't leave. I'm gonna do something right quick. So don't leave. Don't leave. I want to do something right quick. So don't leave. Give me a second. Don't leave. Type in the chat. Don't leave. Hey, so do you want to talk about it now, or are you down with the reschedule? Because I know you said you was at work. Oh, you want to talk about it now? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm fine. So you just call the number. Yeah, call the number back. Oh, I can just, you call the number back. Okay. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, you call right now. All right, bye-bye. Okay. Hello, welcome to the Wiley Show, sister.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm good. We live?
We are live. We live.
Hey, people.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
So when we did a video, you said you was a neighbor of Derek from Love. Is it Love After Lockup?
Yes, not a neighbor, but my
Okay, you tell me.
cousin's friend used to date him.
Okay, your cousin friend used to date him. So talk about it. And you say your cousin friend used to date Derek. So talk about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they used to date a few years ago. Now, mind you, Cleveland is small. Like, everybody, I'm sure, like, I don't know if you can see my caller ID, but, like, I'm from Cleveland. Like, it's no BS. So Cleveland is a very small place. Like, everybody knows each other. You can't go in the streets of Cleveland without, like, talking about somebody, and they not know the person you're talking about. So you better be careful when you talk about people. But they're older than me. They're like 31, early 30s. I'm 24. Mm-hmm. But they used to date like back in the day, because we were watching a show the other day, and my cousin was like, oh my God, like he looks real familiar. Like he's light skinned, short. Like I think X, Y, and Z used to date him. So she called her and showed her the picture, and lo and behold, it was him. And this dude, like, you know, he been in and out of prison like the whole time they were like growing up, you know. So he was always in and out, but he was, you know, the big homie. Mm-hmm. But they're older than me, so I wasn't around. This is more so secondhand.
Okay.
Information. And no, this is Cleveland, Ohio, guys, not Cleveland, Texas.
Oh, this Cleveland, Ohio. Okay.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know how Derek looks. So I'm gonna post this picture so we can see how Derek look. So why did they break up with Derek?
I don't know why they broke up. And I seen somebody in the chat say that Derek was in jail for 9 years, how they used to date a few years ago. I didn't say it was a few years ago. This was probably like 10, 15 years ago. Like I said, these people are in their early 30s now. But he was in and out of jail for 9 years. So I assume this was probably like between like, they graduated in 2009. So I imagine between like 2006, 2009 time period. This was years ago.
So I want to ask you, do you think that Derek is using Monique?
I think Derek is definitely using Monique, and Monique is a very large woman with very low self-esteem, and it's really sad because you're that desperate. There's many men out there that will date her. Wow. Monique is a beautiful girl, but she doesn't look good, but she is beautiful. And there are many men, because I'm a Love After Lockup avid viewer of it.
Oh wow.
So I do think that she has very low self-esteem, and he is using her. But at the same time, like his sister said, like Derek reminds me of a typical Cleveland dude. Like his mannerisms, the way he speaks, the way he walks, the way he talks. Like that's how dudes like I grew up with act. So
did you ever ask? So I want to make sure this was your cousin. This was your friend cousin. Oh, say that again.
This is my first cousin's best friend.
First cousin best friend. How was his peen? Was she satisfied?
I didn't ask all that.
Come on. You know women supposed to ask that. You don't talk.
See, the thing with this girl is though, she is more so distant now. We're not as close to her as we used to be. So like she is in a relationship now where she's like kind of tied down, kind of locked down. So she's not really like into all of the things. Like we came to her with this, you know. I don't even think she knows what Love After Lockup is, you know. So it wasn't like oh girl, like how was it? It was more so of like, let me get the tea because I know like people have been talking about it, but it wasn't like asking her every single detail. But I'm sure it was good though. He looks like he probably could put it down.
All right. I hear you. I really, really hear you. They said in the chat, she got iced tea. She ain't got no tea.
It definitely is iced tea. It's very much watered down. It's very much watered down, but I keep seeing people talk about it. I'm like, I'm literally down the street. Like, I want to speak on it because it's like I am on these streets that these people is in, so I feel like I want to speak on it. But yes, it's very much iced tea. I never said it was piping hot. Like, I never said that. People.
Okay, you in Cleveland, so Bone Thugs and Harmony. Is they from Cleveland?
They are from Cleveland, actually. One of the Bones, I don't know exactly which one, but he lives not too far from me.
Okay. Did you sleep with him?
Oh, definitely not. They're definitely older than me and definitely not my type.
So who your type?
The type I have is my fiance. He's fine, very beautiful, fine, black hair, white teeth.
Is your fiance overweight? He got a body?
He's not overweight. He's a nice, slim, thick man, as I like to call him, because he's one of those men. He's slim, but like when you get down to like the thigh area, he don't have chicken legs and thighs. I don't like dudes that are like slim, but then your legs are like really small. That's nasty to me.
Are you satisfied with him? Do he deliver in the bedroom?
I'm very much satisfied. He definitely delivers in the bedroom. There's nothing to be dissatisfied with. I could literally have him for the rest of my life and be satisfied. I love him. He's a great man. He's in the Air Force. He has a job. So, anytime you see a man with a uniform, he got a job. So
okay. So do you go down on him? Do you do that? Do you do fellatio?
I do go down on him, but I'm not gonna lick the booty hole. Like I'm not.
Oh no, yeah, I know. Okay. So you do the fellatio. Now when he come in the room, because he's a man, do you stand when he come in the room?
I don't. I don't. I don't.
Okay. All right.
And my man is not a serial cheater. My man is a good man.
So I want to ask you, how much do you weigh?
I weigh about 175, but I'm a thick girl. Like I have booty, hips, boobies, like all of that. I'm not a Monique type girl. I look good.
What's your height? What's your height?
I'm 5'3".
5'3", 175. Okay. You a little thick. Okay, a sneaker. You're a sneaker bar. I want to ask you, when you look at yourself in the mirror without makeup, 10 being you just beautiful, 1 being oh gosh, where do you go? What do you rate yourself?
I would give myself a solid 8.
A solid 8 without makeup?
Without makeup.
So when you go on IG, do you get people comment on your IG? Do you get people in your DM?
Yeah, I get people in my DMs. I get comments,
Do you take pictures of your bikini? Do you post like thirst trap? You got a lot of Instagram models. Do you post them type of pictures?
I personally don't. Sometimes I do, but I'm the type of girl I'm like one of those girls that I put my sweatpants on, throw my hair in a cute ponytail, look good. I have a cute face, so I don't have to do all the extra. But when I do step out,
So do you post? So you don't post like thirst traps?
Not typically, no.
Okay. So
y'all killing me. Comments.
Okay. Do you when you're a man, do you have access to your man's social media?
I don't have access to it. No, I don't really care. If the nigga cheating, then he cheating. It is what it is.
I hear that. So do you flirt with people in your DMs if they reach out to you in a DM?
No, I tend to stay away from that,
Okay. All right. So that's good. I'm hearing you. I'm just really, really, really here.
No, because comments got me dead.
How do you your man? Do he travel while he's in the military, like go overseas and all of that, or is he just in the States?
No, he's stationary. I know where he's at right now.
So he's always with you, like
basically.
come back home. Okay. That's what's up. I'm really happy that you did that and you came on the show. How long you been watching the Wiley Show?
Probably maybe a few months, but like I'm just into like all of the YouTubers. Like I like all of y'all for real.
Okay.
Like I like YouTube low key more than TV. So
Okay.
it's just something to put in my ear, regardless of if I like the topic, like the person or not. Like I like commentary. So you talking about some tea, I'm gonna tune in.
Yes, I'm so glad that you called in. So happy that you called and we were able to chop it up. Thank you so very much. And always support the Wiley Show. If you got some tea, you know where to reach me. You can text me anytime.
No problem. And thank you for all of your commenters, because at the end of the day, if y'all saying I'm telling my business, this is all a cackle to me. I'm literally just sitting here passing time. I didn't give my social security number or tell anything personal, my address or anything. So y'all don't know who I am.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you so very much, sister, for coming on.
You too. I mean, well, have a good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll talk about that on session. Oh no. Adrian. Oh man. She was a nice woman. Man, okay. Wait a minute. And then she was reading the comments. You can't, and that's another thing. When you join Two Men and a Lady, you cannot read the comments. We are on the topics. It's like The View. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't read the comments and keep responding to the comments. We talk about the topics, we leave, and they leave a comment, and then you can respond once the comments go on the video. But that's a distraction to respond to the live chat. So you got to be careful. But some people look at the live chat and they got something to say. So, but when you do Two Men and a Lady, don't respond to the live chat. We talk about the subjects and we end the show, and then they leave a comment under the video. Okay. And then you can respond to those comments as well. Okay. All right. Because I had a guest on the show got so upset at the comments. And so you got to be careful. You know, everybody ain't strong for the comments. My audience is very vocal. All right. All right. Thank y'all so very much. Did y'all enjoy the show today? Did y'all enjoy the show today? Oh, man. Today, it was a good show. I think this is one of my best shows this year. We produced this show. This was a preview of what's to come for this year. Did y'all enjoy the show? Excellent show. Oh, man. Did y'all enjoy the show? Hey, did y'all enjoy the show? Oh, man. Thank y'all so very much. I laugh and cry. Yeah, shout out to the callers. This was your best show. Yes. You gotta have thick skin because we be tails on the chat. Thank y'all so very much. Oh man, this was a good episode. Okay, we gonna see y'all in another show. We gonna see y'all over there on Station Head. All right, on Station Head, epic show, original content. Thank y'all so very much. Make sure y'all subscribe. Also, we have a couple of announcements to make before we get up out of here. Twitter at Wiley Show, Cash App $ Marquise Wiley 28. If you want to reach out to the Cash App. Also, we have a PO box if you want to bless us on something. PO Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. That's PO Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. Okay, and all of this information, and it's our more info box. Also, we on the text, you can text Wiley to 888-534-4939. Text Wiley to 888-534-4939. Okay. Thank y'all so very much. A player did it. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. All right, we're gonna see y'all over there on Station Head.